just playing with the footy. The umpires look over them and ask them politely to get off, which they certainly do. As looks like young Mitch Goodwin, he's playing off half back. In fact, he's on half forward, in fact, and picking him up will be Lachlan Humphrey. So there's a bit of a height difference there, but I reckon Goodwin might have him for pace. Let's get things underway in the first term. Round 13, South Bendigo versus Golden Square. Full-on fresh footy. Here's Cam Power.
Into the middle we go. Crisp gets the first hit down for South Bendigo. Ball burrows down in between a few players, and the umpire will come in and ball the ball up. So we'll do it all again. Ball's moved about 2 metres forward for the Bloods. Tossing the ball up again, this time Compton. Probably a 50-50 ruck tap out that one. Bloods will try and get out a handball. No one able to really get clean possession. Golden Square spit out a handball. Going through in there for Golden Square is Liam Barrett. Barrett feeds the handball wide. Tackling pressure from the Bloods is up early. Draper picks it up, feeds out a handball. Back to Barrett. Barrett will then chip. It's not a good kick and it's intercepted by Jaden Sheen. Wasn't paid the mark, I'm not sure why. South Bendigo player then gets the handball from Sheehan, steps his way in out of 1 or 2, sends it inside forward 50. Their first attack inside forward 50. John Coe takes the defensive grab, gives the handball to Draper, and Draper uses a teammate there, which was Eaton. Back to Draper, chips it short. Humphrey's got it. The handballing under a bit of pressure. Draper keeps the ball into Geary. Gave it back to Humphrey, who ran into a brick wall. Good tackle from Brady Childs. They work it out to Coe, back to Draper. He'll chip down the wing. Doesn't quite make it the rose and green, but he's a clean pickup. Gives it off to Jaden Burke, who's assisted over the boundary line from Cameron Taggart. Good, fast-paced footy early.
So it's on the wing. It was Nathan Horbury on the wing for South Bendigo who danced and made a path for South Bendigo. He was super. As the ball comes to the front of the pack, Jack Geary for Golden Square. Spills to Baird. Baird goes over the top by hand to Welsh. Welsh through the middle to Dorrington by hand, who picked up it as it bounced in front of him. Short pass intercepted though. It was poor. James Murphy did well for South Bendigo. Dives on it. Well, poor handball. Dale Lowry's there. He dropped it. Now the Bloods. They'll go forward. Harvey. A kick to half forward. Oh, he's got Childs on by himself. Too far out to score. Turns and goes. A kick into the forward pocket. He had a hard leading haul for the Bloods. Couldn't keep it in 20 metres around from goal. Tapped it in and we'll have another ball in.
So the ball will be thrown in inside. The forward 50. Good start from South Bendigo. They've got the ball into their forward line. Can they try and generate the first score of the game? Ball thrown in. Knocking the ball down will be Compton. It's Will Allen going up in the ruck battle there for South Bendigo, young Will Allen. So interesting to see Callum Chris standing up in about a wing position as Will Allen will battle hard for the Bloods. Umpire will hoof the ball back in. Allen wins it down. Comes out the back. Lurking in there for South Bendigo and picking the ball up will be Antonowitz. His kick was partially smothered. Gave it off to a teammate who was caught in a tackle. And that will be a free kick against Brady Childs for a high tackle, which will go the way of Liam Barrett.
Barrett goes dangerously corridor in forward 50. Brock Harvey's in the area, 30 metres out for South Bendigo. Hindle offered support, still 40 out. They're mucking around. Oh, Goodwin received a handball, might have got one too high. Umpire Goodridge agreed, and the Bloods are going to have the first shot at goal to the town end against the wind.
Yeah, so the first shot at goal. Good pressure game early. Good start from South Bendigo. They're getting their hands on the football first.
So, Goodwin, Mitch Goodwin, first shot at goal for the Bloods to the town end, directly in front. Just be a good start for the Bloods. He kicks it sweetly, and the Bloods, first blood on the board at the 3.5 minute mark. The Bloods are 1 goal straight 6. Golden Square are yet to score. Full on fresh footy, thanks to Holden Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Yeah, good afternoon, John and Cam. I'm finally here. I've made it. I've been underground at the mine, but I didn't get trapped. Just had an extra tour to do. But yeah, terrific start by South. The pressure really important. If they can maintain that, Cam and John, they're going to be in this game.
You're going to be looking at the better players for South Bendigo as well today, Dolly.
Yep.
So as we go back into the middle of the ground, I'll be looking at better players from Golden Square, and Johnny will be looking at the goal kickers as well throughout the game as the ball goes forward for Golden Square. They'll send it wide. Harry McCormick's got it, son of Sean McCormick. Sends it out to Geary. Geary feeds the handball back in the middle by Compton, who was met in a really strong bump from Hindle. Bloods can try and win it back, but they bump it a little bit forward. It'll be picked up by Golden Square's Liam Barrett. Feeds the handball wide to Braden Dorrington. He lowers the kick inside forward 50, dropping the mark inside forward 50 for Square. Kind of rebounding across half back. No one able to really get clean possession on it for either side. Travis Baird's in there. He's met in the tackle. They turn it over, and now the Bloods can try and emerge through Tom Burton. Burton was tackled as he kicked it right into the middle of the Queen Elizabeth Oval, which is bathed in sunshine. Coe gets it. He feeds it wide. Dorrington did well. Tried to use Geary. Tried to give it to Dorrington. He was caught in a really good tackle from Brock Harvey. Holds him up. Eventually the ball spills out. Numbers just seem to be with Golden Square at the moment. Golden Square player caught high by young Mitchell Goodwin will receive the free kick on the far side of the ground. They'll play it on where they'll find Callum Draper on broadcast side of the ground.
Left half back Draper, a short pass. Oh, should have marked it there. Golden Square player in McCormick. He had enough time though, and then he kicked it out of bounds, so he mucked it up on all angles. South Bendigo off half back, broadcast side will look to move it quickly, but the umpire said, no, let's reset. So it's 1 goal straight 6, the Bloods. The Dogs are yet to score. QEO, a little bit of cloud coming over now. Into the middle, Goodwin received and takes a chest mark. Just defensive side of centre wing. Broadcast side for the Bloods. Goodwin now to half forward. They'll set themselves crisp. Couldn't quite get it. Was at the fingertips. Goes over the line. And on right half forward for the Bloods to the town end. We'll have a ball in. 1 goal straight 6, South Bendigo. Golden Square are yet to score. 6 minutes in the opening term.
The ball thrown back in. Good contest early. Compston tried to grab it out of the ruck. Missed the depth down to Geary. It wins the Bloods through Burton. Gives off a handball. Speaming through was Caden Antonowicz. Lowers his eyes to Allen. Try to give it back to Antonowicz. He did. Antonowicz fires on goal. And I think it's a free kick against Antonowicz, possibly for a throw, Dolly.
Yeah, against the big fella, Allen. Yeah, he
trying to give it back to Antonowicz, didn't quite get a clean handball.
Didn't quite get the clean handball. So, but yeah, South, they're really taking the game on here so far. Terrific start.
So young Zach Shelton will be the recipient of the free kick. He'll send it wide in the direction of Compston, who should contest the mark and take it. He does. Gives the handball off to the run, which is Harry McCormick. He chips down the wing. He'll find a teammate. Marking right up against the boundary line is Adam Skinny Baird. Feeds the handball over the top to Hamish Morecambe. But Morecambe slipped over because the ball took a bad bounce. Bloods will turn it over. Horbury gives off a handball. Now they're away. Crisp has got it. He gives it to Regan Harvey. Gives it to Tom Burton. Good run from South Bendigo. Morecambe puts chase, but he can't get him. Harvey's kick inside forward 50 will bounce over the head of Welsh, who will be trying to get the ball towards the goal line, and he does really well to take it through for a minor score, because if he didn't put it through, Braden Welsh, it was certainly lurking down there was Brock Harvey. Golden Square will bring the ball back into play. 1-1-7 South Bendigo, no score. Golden Square 7 minutes into the first quarter.
Eaton didn't muck around. He played on from full back. Flipped it over to Barrett. Barrett, that's a poor kick. South Bendigo will intercept, which will make sure they come inside forward to 50 again through Antonowicz. He's at 49. He'll slam it home. Yep. The Bloods are up and about. 2 goals, 1-13 the Bloods. Golden Square are yet to score. Almost 8 minutes in the first. Full-on fresh footy, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
He's a dangerous player wherever he is. He's sort of playing a bit more higher in the 50-metre arc, and they're just able to mark it inside 49. Didn't muck around, John. Played on, and a great kick for goal. But Square, a couple of errors have cost them so far.
Really good start for South Bendigo, and maybe it could be a repeat of last year. Of course, as I mentioned throughout the pre-game, South Bendigo did get the win in this fixture last year. Fast start as we go back into the middle of the ground. Umpire Dean Goodrich will hurl the ball back into the air. Compston wins it down to Morecambe. Morecambe lost it. Crisp got it, gave it off to Regan Harvey, who then gave off a handball. They'll send it down towards Will Allen, who'll have to track the ball. Zach Shelton's got back. Gives off a handball over the top to Brad Eaton. Eaton managed to slip the tackle and give it to Jack Geary. Geary will chip into the middle of the ground where he'll find Adam Baird. Now Square should be away. They've got numbers all over the ground. The kick goes far and wide, which is taken. That's Harry McCormick. He feeds off a handball. They send it inside forward 50. Mark's been taken by Jordan Rosengreen. Right in front of the players' race here. South Bendigo poolside change room of the ground. They send it down. High flying Square player unable to take the mark. Ball spills to ground and the boundary line will win out, as it so often does. The ball will be thrown back into play.
So inside forward 50 for the Dogs.
In fact, it might be a free kick on the far side of the ground.
The free kick to South. Put down after he got rid of the ball.
Defensively it is. It's a short pass, which is dangerous, but Horbury for the Blood slid on his knees and took a chest mark. Deep in his defensive back pocket. Swimming pool side. Barnard Street end. Horbury's had a few possessions. He'll go long and outside 50. At the back of the pack for the Dogs lurking will be Barrett, who's been pretty good as well. Inside forward, well, right on forward 50. I'll share it around here through Adam Baird. Gives it to Captain Jack Geary. Runs to 40. Puts it to the top of the square. He's got a player on who's taken a mark directly in front. And this will be the first shot at goal for the Dogs.
Yeah, they're having to work really hard here, John. But, Geary, a player, he's got time and space like he has Eddie. He's not going to miss a target.
Harry McCormick doesn't muck around, kicks through the footy and puts the first on the board for Golden Square. So Golden Square 1 goal straight 6, trailing South Bendigo 2-1-13. Just over 10 minutes in the first. Full on fresh footy thanks to Holden, Colorado at Poyser Holden.
We'll go fresh around the ground, Stoley. Interesting score going on down at Strathfield Say.
Yeah, Gisborne made the flying start. Three goals. Strathfield Say yet to score. And we've got Kangaroo Flat 1 goal, leading Kyneton 1 point. And Maryborough, they've made a great start. 2-1, Sandhurst 3 points.
Interesting scores brewing as we keep an eye on this contest here. Matt Compston wins the ball out of the middle and slams it to Morecambe. Morecambe to Geary. Geary inside forward 50. Good play from Golden Square. Geary's kick just had a little bit too much on it. Lurking down there is Joel Swatton for South Bendigo. They just hack a kick straight out to the Bloods, but it's only going to go as far as Zach Shelton, who will send it back inside forward 50. Spills to ground. Jack Geary lurking again. Certainly someone you don't want lurking around the ball if you're a South Bendigo player. Golden Square player tried to bust his way through, but he was held up in a good tackle by Joel Swatton, and he didn't dispose of the ball correctly. That is holding the ball.
So the Bloods now off half back. Under a bit of pressure in the last few minutes. That kick's a good one, though, to Torpy. Torpy still in his defensive 50 arc for the Bloods. He's asked to play on by the umpire. He's taken his time. It's a left footer onto the wing at Horbury's ankles. Couldn't quite pick it up. Now it's contested footy. Did well, just fed out a handball nicely. Now the Bloods will drive it forward in the direction of Sheen. Couldn't grab it. It's all with the Dogs now. Dogs will rebound and they'll run forward. A long ball inside forward 50. Bouncing footy into the pocket. No clean possession. Soccering it off the ground will be Rosengren. Couldn't quite get it. 15 metres out from goal for the Dogs. We'll have a ball in.
Young Zach Shelton's getting his hand on the ball a lot early for Golden Square.
Yeah, he is. And I think the wind is playing a bit of a factor here. I think Square are having a bit of trouble. Certainly that last kick into their forward line at times.
Well, it makes it interesting, Dolly, that the South Bendigo did win the toss and went against the breeze, much to what me and Johnny thought was a very interesting decision. But so far it's paid off. They lead this game 2-1 early.
Yep.
They're going to get a free kick in defensive 50 as well. And it'll be taken by Balnaves. So Cohen Balnaves has it. He'll come to where nearly every player is, which is the broadcast side, grandstand side of the QEO. Unable to take the mark was Jesse Sheehan, but it spilled to ground. It's picked up by Dale Axlowry, who sends it inside forward 50. Couldn't quite take the mark. Mitchell Goodwin got it at the drop of the ball, gave it off to Balnaves, who tried to bust through a tackle, and he completely took an air swing and missed the footy. Golden Square get the free kick. Hamish Morecambe takes the advantage, sends it inside forward 50. Unable to take the mark was Burke, but he was able to crumb it. Give the handball to Adam Skinny Baird. Fires on goal and puts it through. Great player, Adam Baird. He gets the second goal of the game for the Bulldogs. And they move their score along to 2 straight 12, South Bendigo 2-1-13. 13 minutes gone in the first quarter thanks to Priority One Property.
Yeah, just showing then why he was captain of Vic Country last week. A terrific goal under pressure, but did it really well. Yeah, certainly Square, they have settled. But, South, I've been really impressed with their pressure so far, John. They're tackling well and they're forcing turnovers as well. So it's a great contest so far.
Yeah,
hopefully
it is.
It'll continue.
As we come back into the middle, doing the ruck work will be Rosengren for the Dogs, who's just been in the forward zone for the last 10 minutes or so. They'll go forward through Dorrington now, the Dogs. Good handball to Hartley. Hartley now inside forward 50. Front and centre is Jack Geary. He overran it, but he's got support through Brinsmead, who banged it on the boot. And a mark's been taken hard up against the line. Plays on quickly. Might be Skinny Baird down there again, who's popped it through for another one for the Dogs. It is Skinny Baird who's been prominent down there. So 3-1-19 now the Dogs. They've kicked, 3 in a row after a slow start. Golden Square 3 goals straight 18. 2-1-13 South Bendigo. 14 minutes in the first. Full on fresh footy thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Again, it's that quick movement into the forward line makes it hard to defend, but really it was just a rush kick, but bared in the right spot. You know, playing forward, get in front, you're a chance of winning the ball.
He's one of those players that we talked about, Brock Harvey being a player that can just lurk inside forward 50. Sam Brimsmead is certainly one of those players who brings a lot to that Golden Square forward line.
Yep.
Back in the middle we go. Rosengreen's gone into the ruck this time for Golden Square. He couldn't quite win the hit down against Will Allen, two of the younger ruckmen going at it. South Bendigo get the clearance and send it inside forward 50. Mitchell Goodwin dives in underneath it, who got caught high by Zach Shelton. So the two opposing 20s go at it, and Mitchell Goodwin, who is wearing the red and white 20, will get the free kick for a high tackle, and he'll quickly chip it off. South Bendigo player standing all on his own. That was Sam Marr. Samuel Marr's got it, but he's tough angle. If he's going to fire for goal, he doesn't look all that confident. He'll have to kick it from pretty much right on the paint of 50 when he releases the ball, in line with the right-hand goalpost. Right-hand forward pocket here at the QEO, grandstand side. Sam Marr, he steps in. He's going to back himself in. He puts it on the right. It swings in the breeze. It swings back. It was a very good attempt, and it just swings back and through for a minor score to the near side. 2-2-14 South Bendigo, 3 straight 18 Golden Square, 15 minutes gone, opening quarter, full-on fresh footy. Thanks to Holden, Colorado, at Poyser Holden.
Humphrey kicks it in for the Dogs, deep in the back pocket. Had Will Lee offering support, receiving a handball will be Barrett on 50 though. Good tackling by South Bendigo, forces it over the line, and 50 out from their goal. We'll have another ball in. 4-point margin, the Dogs. South Bendigo though, good start. They've kicked the first 2 of the game, and then the Dogs have responded well. It's in the defensive zone now for the Dogs. Jack Shelton is there, gives it to Geary. Jack Geary now, a long, awkward ball to the wing. Was an awful kick, ends up with the Bloods. Now they'll come into the middle in the direction of Murphy. Picked up the football, might have got a free kick, and did. 1 for 2 high. They won't muck around. Short pass to Burton, just forward of centre now. Takes a mark, and he'll look to drive it long inside forward 50.
He thought about giving the handball to Swat and eventually decides to chip the ball to Swat, who's still in a bit of space, but he's got it. Again, we're grandstand side here at the QEO, dead smack in the middle of the centre wing. He's going to go back to Tom Burton because there is not much going on inside forward 50 at all. Burton's got it. Look at the way that Skinny Baird is just bouncing around on the mark, just absolutely an excitement. In fact, it was Travis Baird, I should say, as he sends it inside forward 50. There's Burton, it spills out the back. Golden Square have the numbers. Handball from Rosengreen. Works out to Geary, then Geary feeds it off to another teammate. That's Dorrington, who chips down the wing. Strong mark above head from Jaden Burke. He's got it. Far side wing here at the QEO. Thought about coming the switch. Eventually decides just to bang it long down the wing. See if a flyer can get on the end of it and take the mark. It spills out the back. Bloods will have the numbers. Swatton gives the handball to Burton. Burton gave the handball to another teammate who just dropped the ball. That was Daniel Johnston. That causes a turnover. And Golden Square don't need many turnovers to send it inside forward 50 towards goal, which they do. Right down to the line. Player dropped the mark right up against the line. And if he held the mark, he could have gone back for a pretty reasonable set shot at goal. But South Bendigo players dive on top of him, and it will be balled up. Top of the goal square, basically. Inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Those up in the ruck. One down. South Bendigo player able to pick up the ball and get into a bit of space was Haddo. Then Haddo can go down the line to Goodwin. Now they've got the numbers here. Mitchell Goodwin plays on quickly. He's got Brady Childs. If he can get it to him. And look at this. Brady Childs will handball over the top. And the easiest goal you'll ever see. Callum Crisp runs in and dribbles it through.
Yep.
How does a big man like that find himself in so much space inside forward 50? Anyway, Callum Crisp has kicked the goal, and South Bendigo, they're back in front. 3-2-20 the Bloods, 3 straight 18 the Bulldogs, 18.5 gone opening quarter, full-on fresh footy thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Yep, great play by Mitch Goodwin. Again, taking the mark at centre-half back and just played on quickly, and a really great kick to Brady Childs, and yeah, Childs able to get it to Crisp. I'm not sure how Crisp was by himself. I think his opponent probably pushing up, thinking, oh, he won't get it down here, but it happened, so... But direct footy makes a massive difference.
Fresh live update. Let's go around the grounds. Maryborough 2-1-13. Sandhurst 3 behinds. Kangaroo Flat 1 goal straight 6. Kyneton 1 behind. And Gisborne 3 goals straight 18 are leading the Storm 1 behind. As Draper now wins it for Golden Square, tries it to give it to Jack Geary by hand. They work it to half forward, but good tackling. Umpire lets it go. Hurried kick from half back by Balnaves of South Bendigo. Kicks it to half forward. But now John Coe did well. He flicked it to a teammate who kicked it to the wing, and it's Jack Geary again. He'll dish off a handball back to Coe. Coe will spread further wide to Draper of the Dogs. Short pass. He's got one on if he wants him. Working it nicely through Brinsmead. Brinsmead will look to go into the forward pocket. He just pops it up, but at the back of the pack, Antonowitz, go figure, is playing in the back pocket for the Bloods and takes a defensive mark.
In fact, I think it might have been a free kick against. So Antonowitz gave the handball to Will Owen, who gave it straight back to Antonowitz, who then chips it wide to Torpy. Then Torpy gives the handball back to Antonowitz. So he's just counting up his stats, shrugs off a tackle, then chips one down the line. But he's kicked it to a 4-on-1 situation, which is never good, and an easy mark will be taken for Golden Square. It's Zach Shelton.
Downfield free. It's a couple against Square now.
So just frustrations blowing out a little bit for Golden Square. South Bendigo can work the ball in the middle to Balnaves. Balnaves gave the handball to Marr. Back to Balnaves. Over the top to Goodwin. He breaks away. Might have been leg jung, Mitch Goodwin. Gave the handball off. Going inside forward 50 will be the Bloods, which was Harvey. You wanted Regan Harvey. Just couldn't quite get there. Good defensive efforts from Square from Lockie Humphrey. He's able to a second recover. Kick it down to Jaden Burke, who dropped the mark, dive into his knees. Harry McCormick comes through.
Be careful.
And Harry McCormick's taken a South Bendigo player over.
That should be a free.
James Murphy, and I think that should be a free against Harry McCormick
kick
as well. He's just threw the ball straight at Sam Marr.
Yep.
And more to the point as well, James Murphy, I should say, he was over the boundary line when that tackle was being made. So I think Harry McCormick was very lucky there.
Yep. You can be aggressive, but you got to be careful.
Baird, Adam Baird now on wing, won a contested ball, did it nicely, will handball it into the middle. Who he's got? Draper. Draper's got time and space to half forward. Dogs are running, was Rosengren. Swept it to Geary. Geary then went to Morecambe. Morecambe, an underground ball towards goal that went straight through the middle. Get out the cones because that was a training drill.
Yep. Golden
Square, they moved it nicely through the middle. They'll go to 4 goals straight, 24. South Bendigo 3-2-20. 21 and a half minutes in the first term. Full on fresh footy thanks to Holden, Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Yeah, their best passage of team play for today, and a clever kick by Morecambe as well. Keep it low and into the vacant square. Great game we got so far.
Yeah, pretty entertaining game of footy, and we thought that maybe South Bendigo not kicking down with the breeze could be interesting, but so far doesn't seem to be the breeze having a big influence as what we thought. As the ball goes into the middle, Crisp will win the hit down, and nearly might have to do his own ruck work, Callum Crisp. He did really well. Spills out, Draper was in there for Square, but his handball wasn't spectacular. South Bendigo are able to win it and send it forward. Lockie Humphrey will take the defensive mark for the Bulldogs.
Humphrey now, he'll look to spread it wide. He decides to go to the swimming pool side. Find a teammate. Now, this is where Golden Square are good, where they look to go off half back and build to the wing. But it was a poor kick and it's been marked by Crisp. Crisp of the Bloods. He'll just slow things down. He'll look inboard, looks to go corridor. He's got no one. Now he decides to dump it long. He'll go shallow inside forward 50. He was looking for Childs. Couldn't find him, but geez, the numbers are with Golden Square. Eaton goes over the top, handballs it towards the boundary line, and it'll find its way over. 51 metres out from the Bloods' goal.
Yeah, certainly set Brady Childs a task there. I mean, 3-on-1. He's a great player, but he's not going to beat 3 of them.
So the ball will be thrown in. Crisp and Compton to recognise Ruckman. South Bendigo win it down. Regan Harvey spits it. Goodwin dropped the mark. Then he tried to recover and he just kicked the ball straight up in the air. Mitch Goodwin almost missed his foot altogether. And, Golden Square get away with one. They work it up to really towards the close paint of 50. Underneath the scoreboard, players dive on top of the ball. Umpire wraps his arms, which indicates us that he will throw the ball up. But Mitch Goodwin, that was a good opportunity. He dropped the mark he should have taken, and then the follow-up, and he just nearly miscued.
They'll go. Compton wins the tap for the Dogs. Hurried kick to half back, but geez, Horbury for the Bloods now. He marked it on half forward. He's trying to direct traffic. He's got a good left foot on him. Now he uses it and he puts it deep inside forward 50. Childs is in the area. Comes off hands. Dogs under pressure. 30 metres out from the defensive goal. Umpire lets it go. Good umpiring. It's a quick snap by Antonowitz, who picked it up off the ground and banged it through. Bloods, geez, they're up and about in this game. They pinched the lead. 4-2-26 to 4 goals straight. 24 minutes in the first. Full on fresh footy thanks to Priority One Property.
Again, rewarded for their pressure. They were able to get the ball out of the pack there. And Antonovich, he doesn't need any time at all. It was on his boot straight away. He certainly knows where the goals are, Cam. And again, yeah, South up by 2 points. They certainly surprised me with how they're going so far.
Round the ground score in the MCDFNL early stages of the first quarter. Carisbrook 1-3-9. Navarre yet to score. Back in the middle here in round 13 of the Bendigo Football League, and South Bendigo are going to get another clearance. They'll send it inside forward 50. Player going up was Brady Childs. Knocked it to Balnaves. Balnaves swung his way out of a tackle. Fires it towards goal. Cohen Balnaves. Oh, it just took a bad bounce. It was right on line. It took a Shane Warne off break when it needed a Shane Warne leg break when it needed a Nathan Lyon off break. And Golden Square are going to get out of trouble. They work it forward and find Liam Barrett. Barrett chips it down the wing. Skinny Bear just went over his head. Nathan Horbury's got it. The two Victoria Country teammates will battle it out on the wing. This time they're in opposing jumpers and the boundary line will win out.
Good contest here. The Bloods kicking against the Breeze, and we bagged them for kicking against the Breeze Cam before the start of the game, and they've got the lead here. Good effort, Bloods, as it's on the outer side wing now. Haddo tackles strong in the middle of the pack, and it's moved to half forward for the Dogs, and the umpire's going to have to ball it up. Swimming pool side, Compston used his body well. In they go. Brereton is there for the Bloods. Horbury as well, offered support. Tried to burst his way through and couldn't. And still on right half forward for the Dogs. We'll have a ball up.
The ball will be thrown up. Winning the ball down was Crisp. Doing a really good job. South Bendigo players trying to dance in and out of trouble down there. No one able to take clean possession of the ball. They work it forward to Golden Square. A big kick out of the pack, which will go right down towards the line. Defensive mark will be taken. The player took off. That player down there was Jesse Sheehan. Gets away with it, and South Bendigo are away. They chip down the line where they'll find Brady Childs, who takes the mark. Used his body really well against Brad Eaton. Childs has got it. He's about 80 from home. Mitch Goodwin presents. That's where he goes. He holds onto the mark this time, Mitchell Goodwin. Unlike last time, but he wheels around onto the right. Good-looking kick, just punched away at the last minute by Adam Baird, but it goes all the way out to a South Bendigo player standing on his own who centres the kick.
Gee.
Right idea. That player was Mitchell Hall, but he kicked it straight into a Golden Square player. That Golden Square player was Coe, I believe, who's going to chip the ball down the wing. And Brady Childs is going to give away a free kick, which will go to the way of Jordan Rosengren.
Gives it off by hand to a running Barrett who's been good. He'll put it long inside forward 50, front and centre. At the pack was McCormick for the Dogs, who did well. Spills now 49 out from goal for the Dogs. The Bloods defensively do well, tied up directly in front. Umpire blows his whistle, crosses his arms, and we'll have a ball up to the Barnard Street end. It's the Bloods, 2 points. They're up. They're kicking against the wind of the town end. They've been super, but it's in the forward zone now. Travis Baird received a handball and banged it towards goal and popped it through for a well-needed goal by Golden Square just to settle, and they take back the lead. So Golden Square go to 5 goals straight, 30. South Bendigo 4-2-26. 28 minutes in the first. Full-on fresh footy thanks to Holden, Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Yeah, again, it's a goal from a turnover. And Chris, he had the right idea to handball, but it just went to an opponent. And to Trev Baird, again, just all that experience he has. Great to see him back out there, and hopefully can get through this game and many more.
Just watching Golden Square, Drew Barrett down there on the boundary line with the board, and he's got Bernie Haberman sitting up in the grandstand. They're yelling a bit of communication from up and down the grandstand, all while and good. But come finals time and there's a big crowd, you wouldn't be wanting to do something like that.
Yep.
The South Bendigo with a little toe poke forward, going to ground and getting tackled on top of the play. In there for Golden Square. They'll try and bounce it up again. Who can battle away through? Ball's just at the bottom of the pack and not really going anywhere. So the umpire says, I'll ball it up and we'll try again for a third time. Nathan Horbury gives the ball back to the umpire, who's going to hurl it up. Can someone try and break out this clearance late in the first quarter? It goes away as South Bendigo, which is Brody Haddo. Haddo will just fire it forward. Knocked away by Liam Barrett, whose brother Drew watches on. Golden Square player mowed down in a good tackle from Mitchell Hall. They win it back though. Coe's got it. He sends it down the line. Is it going to be a turnover when it hits the ground? It is. Now South Bendigo are away. They give the handball to Brock Harvey. Harvey gives one to Regan Harvey. Regan Harvey goes to Tom Burton. That was clever. And then he tried to give it off Dropping the ball was Allen. He's able to spin around in the tackle and then give the handball straight to Brad Eaton, who says thank you very much. He'll chip it wide and find McCormick.
Dogs are away.
Oh, what's he done?
A little toe poke was an ordinary kick. Not sure what he was trying to do, but he's coughed it up, so it gives the Bloods the opportunity through a long kick that's marked to Jaden Sheen, who stepped over the boundary line, and he did. There's no point arguing.
But he'd taken the mark.
Yeah, but he played on.
He played on.
I don't think he went off his mark, though.
He played on.
He's outside the boundary line, Cam. It's the boundary umpire spot on.
I'm absolutely happy with it, Cam.
Yep.
A million times over. So now a hole.
Yeah, against Harry McCormick, frustrations letting out, and that was Brody Haddo just come in and gave him a little nudge, and Harry McCormick responded, and umpire seen the second one, as they always do, Dolly.
They do. Yep.
Haddo 70 out from goal. Too far out to score, obviously. He'll kick it long. It's a long ball, though. It goes deep inside forward 50. Punched to the front of the pack by the Dogs, though. Received by Geary. Captain Jack goes over the top. Series of handballs, and it'll end up in front of us. Broadcast side intended target was Nathan Holt, just at his fingertips. Goes over the line, and a little bit in this one. 70 out from the Bloods' goal. We'll have a ball in.
There's certainly a bit in this. Caden Antonowitz is up and about for the Bloods, and he's certainly someone you wouldn't want to fire up. Ball will get thrown in. Can South Bendigo drag one back before the quarter-time siren and put themselves in front where they probably deserve to be? Horbury's got it. He was taken down. Brimsmead gets it, fires it forward, and, well, if the siren didn't say it was going to be a running race between Jaden Burke and a South Bendigo defender, and Jaden Burke looked like he had a bit of a head start on him. Quarter-time score here at the QEO. Entertaining game of footy. South Bendigo 4-2-26 to Golden Square, 5 straight 30. Full-on fresh footy thanks to Priority One Property as we go around the ground to start this second quarter.
One thing we will concede, we did say that we thought it was swirling with some leaves going one way and the windsock going the other, so...
Yeah, it's going around. It's not going straight down the ground or anything like that.
Golden Square lead it by 4 points. Second quarter about to get underway. Full-on fresh footy with John Hunter.
Now back into the middle. Let's see what happens now through the Bloods, through Tom Brereton. He kicked it to half forward, but it was intercepted by the Dogs by Jack Geary. But he kicked it to half forward, and it was intercepted by Horsbury. So a little bit of kick to kick here, Horsbury of the Bloods. Yet certainly it's like that MCG effect sometimes you see where the breeze and the winds just swirl, because certainly, as I said, leaves going one way and the windsock going the other. But the Bloods have been super competitive in that opening term. As Golden Square now, they'll have it on half back, share it through Eaton. Good tackling, Bloods. Goodwin did well. And for the Bloods on right half back, he did well. He caused a stoppage, and the umpire will ball it up. Just under a minute, second term. Dogs by 4 points. Onto the wing. Horbury now. His kick was smothered. Did well, the Dogs, defensively. They dive in after the footy. Free kick's been picked out, and it'll go to skinny Adam Baird of the Dogs. And I'll give it to Cameron Power, not Nathan Power.
So Adam Baird has it, sends it down the line, and South Bendigo player might have been a little bit blinded by the sun there. Morecambe came through, tried to get it, picked up and taken down. The tackle was Horbury holding the ball. Great tackle, Hamish Morecambe. He's going to win the free kick. He's got options quick. He decides to bang it inside forward 50. Good kick sticking out the leg was Travis Baird. Couldn't quite take the mark. Spills to ground. South Bendigo will desperately tackle, and they will hold on at the top of the fifth. Well, probably about 30 metres out from goal, dead smack in front.
Yeah, Nathan Horbury, I think that tackle hurt him. He's sort of, maybe slightly winded. He's back on his feet now, but...
Hamish Morecambe, one of those players that just hunts people down as South Bendigo get the ball out of the clearance. They give it off to Jaden Sheen, who fumbled a little bit. Adam Baird picked it up, sent it back into the hot spot. Trying to come through will be Rosengreen. He's unable to take it. Spills to ground again. South Bendigo will get it. And Caden Antonowitz is a long way away from home, but he's doing a really good job. He's also kicked 2 goals playing down back. He's just that type of player. Ball goes up to the wing, where a big pack of players dive on it. Eventually it spits out to Jack Geary. Jack Geary feeds off the handball. They send it up towards the top of the goal square. Hey, good mark. Taken by Jaden Burke. Jaden Burke takes the mark 25 metres out. Not much of an angle, and he'll go back for goal.
Fresh live update. Let's go around the grounds. Maryborough 3-5-24. Sandhurst 2-4-16. Kangaroo Flat 2-2-14. Kyneton 2-3-15. and the Storm 3-1-19, Gisborne 3 goals straight 18.
Maybe it might be a round of close games as he comes in for goal and puts it through. Jaden Burke liked it as soon as it left the boot, and it's gone through. So they're kicking accurately as well. Golden Square 6 straight 36. South Bendigo 4-2 26. They open up a 10-point lead early stages of the second quarter thanks to Priority One property.
Yeah, it's probably the one thing he's really got better in his football. I mean, he's always been a terrific mark and competes really well all the time, but I think today or through the season he seems to be kicking for goal a lot better, which is great for him. And again, worked at it. You know, it's like any skill, John. You've got to work at what you're doing and try and improve as much as you can.
Certainly one of those players, Jaden Burke, who offered a target in the forward zone to Golden Square, who kicking to the city end. Compston wins the tack for the Dogs. Now it's in dispute. In the middle, they'll dive in after it. Umpire will let them go and let them try to get it out, and they can't. So we'll have a secondary ball up. 10-point margin, Dogs. The Bloods, geez, they're good. Up to date. Umpire will throw it up. As we've got something going off the play. Someone in a bit of trouble. Is it Dorrington might have a stinger?
Yeah, I hope it's not. Braden Dorrington's had terrible luck with those shoulders, so hopefully it's not. But yeah, he's picked up by the trainer and he's going to wave him off. So he's as tough as they come, Braden Dorrington. So just waiting to fetch the ball back.
The trainers really ran to him hard though.
They had a bit of a lull period here. What's happening?
I think the trainers sensed what we did. We thought he might have been in a bit of strife.
Yep.
So ball back into the middle. Wins down for Crisp. Lowry gets it for Golden Square. He's tackled as soon as he grabbed possession. No one then able to really get on top of it for either side. The umpire says we'll do it all again on the paint of the centre square. Far side of the ground, which will be poolside here at the QEO, which is bathed in sunshine at the moment. Compston's got it. Gives off a handball. And then his handball went straight to Brody Haddo of the Bloods, who sends it down the line. Allen contested. Ball came to ground. It's going to sit for Mitch Goodwin, who is going to be met by Skinny Baird. He overran the footy a little bit, then went through and got caught high. Free kick South Bendigo going the way of Goodwin.
Goodwin now in the middle. He'll swing it wide. He's got a player on in Antonowitz who's been prominent. Now he goes to half forward. He's got a player on his own in Haddo. Haddo's probably too far out. A good 60 from goal. Barnard Street end. Directs traffic. Just taking his time. Now he just shimmies a little bit. He's a bit unsure, but effectively finds Horbury. I don't know distance-wise whether it gained much. So he's on left half forward for the Bloods. Horbury on the left. Kicks it. Just sits it up into the pocket. They'll set themselves 30 metres out from goal, hard up against the line. Goodwin picks it up, puts it around the body to the goal line. Captain Jack Geary safely there. Probably should have took it over the line and didn't. Fed it over the top. Goes to Will Lee. Oh, he's coughed it up. He's given it to Jaden Sheen, who goes one way, then the other, then loses it. Draper now for the Dogs. They'll feed it around through Captain Jack Geary and they're away.
So they are away. Now they're away. Definitely they head down towards Rosen Green, who couldn't quite take the mark. It spills to ground. South Bendigo should turn the ball back over in the middle of the ground. They do. They feed a handball all the way back. Player with possession of the footy is just trying to slow things up a little bit, then gives the handball to Regan Harvey. Then Harvey tried to use another handball to the player, which was Taggart, who was taken without the ball. Advantage paid to Nathan Horbury, who chips down the line. Goodwin's got a 3-on-1 to beat, and the three were a lot taller than him, and he comes in and shoves his opponent in the back, who gets a free kick, which would be Brad Eaton.
Eaton now just weighs up some options. He's got a lead on by Morecambe. Honours it. Took a good... in fact, it's Travis Baird. Baird, geez, they looked alike then when they jump at the footy. Similar type players, mobility-wise. Got a bit of a beard going as well. Beard through Baird. You like that one, did you, Nathan or Cam? As it ends up with McCormick, who received a handball to the top of the square. Dogs here, they're in the van. A chance. Jaden Sheen did well defensively. Put it through for a minor score, which will see them go to... Golden Square go to 6-1-37. The Bloods 4-2-26. 7.5 in the second. Full on fresh footy thanks to Priority One property.
So their first blemish on the board. The kick comes out to Antonowitz. Antonowitz goes down the line. It goes over the head of its intended target. And it'll be thrown in on the far side of the ground here at the QEO. Good day for footy. as good a day as you will see in winter. And we know the weather is starting to get better as we head towards that one day in September and the big final series for season 2019. Ball goes over the back of the contest, spills to ground, and the tackling from both sides has been pretty good so far, I think, Dolly.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I think for South at times that I'd like to see them run the ball a bit more if they're playing into the breeze rather than just kicking it. They're getting under their kicks and it's just holding up. That's dropping the ball. Didn't see it.
Compton wins the ball down, but it's stolen away from Regan Harvey, who sends it down towards the top of 50. Here's a chance for the Bloods if they're clean. They are. They feed a handball back to Jaden Sheehan. Jaden Sheehan chips it short and finds a teammate, which would be Will Allen. Will Allen's got the ball. He's 50 from home. Here's a big kick, decides to go short as well, and he wanted Goodwin, but I'm just not sure why South are trying to put the ball high for Goodwin with the size of him. Golden Square defenders will mop it up all day, so they're able to work it out, Golden Square, in the hands of Dale, the Axeman Lowry, who feeds the handball over the top to Liam Barrett. Then Barrett goes into the middle of the ground for Geary. Geary was clever. He shrugs off a tackle, feeds a handball to Morecambe. Morecambe steps around one, gives off the handball to McCormick. McCormick, he was never going to pass it off. Brinsmead saying, I am on my own, give me the footy. McCormick goes on his own and misses. And if he lowered his eyes, he had Sam Brimsmead 10 out directly in front, all on his own. And a second blemish for the Golden Square. 6-2-38, an even 2-goal margin. The Bloods are 4-2-26. 10 played in the second quarter. Full-on fresh footy, thanks to Priority One Property.
Quick kick out by the Bloods to broadcast side. Childs offered a contest, kept his feet right until the last moment before it tumbled over the line. And 70 out from his defensive goal. We'll have another ball in. So 38 playing 26. Bloods just need to get one on the board just to tighten it back up because they've been super. Crisp, nice double-handed tap to Haddo, kicks it to the wing, but an intercepted mark by the Dogs taken by Humphrey.
So Humphrey has it, goes across the ground. Intended target will be Draper, who picks it up, but he was met straight away by some good tackling. Bloods defence. As umpire Dean Goodrich not happy with something he's seeing down the ground, just having a stern word to a few players. It is a physical contest. Fair bit in this game at the moment. Crisp wins the hit down. South Bendigo player trying to bustle away through. Thought he could get over the top of Skinny Bed, and Skinny Bed said nope. And that was Tom Burton. Lesson learnt. Ball thrown up again. This time Crisp does win it down. It's taken by Balnaves, who shrugs the tackle. Then he was caught and taken to ground. Umpire says that he was taken high. So Cohen Balnaves has got it. Thought about giving the handball to Nathan Horbury, then decided against it. He'll chip down into the middle of the QEO instead, but that is an absolute shocker. Skinny Baird says, thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Takes it inside forward 50, sends it down towards Brimsmead. Intercept marked by Daniel Johnston.
Did well. He played on quickly for the Bloods. Spreads it wide to the outer side wing, but there's no one there except for Dogs. And it's Holt. Holt now. Oh, he's got a player on. Did well to Rosengren. He puts it now to the top of the square. South Bendigo under pressure. Through Balnaves. He gets tackled in his defensive 50. And the umpire did him a favour and blew the whistle, umpire Goodrich, and said, I will ball this footy up. So the Dogs inside forward 50 to the Bendigo City end. Perfect conditions for football. Up they'll go in the ruck. Constant of the Dogs taps it towards the boundary line. Bloods players there. Overrunning the footy will be Murphy. And it's a long ball beyond 50 but goes out of bounds on the full. And the Dogs will have a free kick through Zach Shelton.
So Shelton has it. We'll send it inside forward 50. It probably skewed off the side of the boot a little bit, but diving in will be Burke. Unable to take the mark, Horbury. Oh, giving the handball straight over the top, Ryan Hartley. South Bendigo able to hack the ball out of defence. McCormick come through. He was met hard. They still work it out to Golden Square. Can anyone get a clean possession? McCormick tried to go the old blinded handball. Draper was there. Got it to Hartley. Knocked away from him by Balnaves. Picked up and taken over the boundary line is Liam Barrett. And it's a little bit of argy-bargy in this contest.
Yep.
Ooh. Just ball it in quickly. While that's going on,
Ryan Hartley needs to be careful there because I think if the umpire was on the other side of that contest, he could have been having a spell on the sidelines.
You just keep an eye on the fights and I'll give you a fresh live update. MCDFNL, Malden 2-2-14, Lexton 1-2-8.
As you say that, it's been taken inside forward 50 from Dale Lowry and the mark's been taken by Rosengren, who will go back for goal. 30 out, not much of an angle.
Quarter time, Carisbrook 7-9, Navarre 1-2, Newstead 2-1, Royal Park 1-3, Avoca 4-1, Harcourt 2 goals, 1. So that's a fresh live update. We've got them coming in from everywhere, keeping up. If you're at any grounds around Central Victoria, thanks to Paul Wicks, Shane Cole and Norm Jenkin, and Sue Phillips down at the Camp Reserve.
So Rosengreen comes in, fires on goal, and puts it through for the Bulldogs, and their lead is out to 18 points. 7-2-44 Golden Square. South Bendigo 4-2-26. We've played 14 minutes in the second quarter, full on fresh footy. Thanks to Holden Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Yeah, again, just quite a lot of mistakes by both teams. Certainly South Bendigo, in their back line, they're probably at times rushing to get rid of the ball and probably not talking or supporting one another. I think that, again, that's a lot of it is pressure, but I think a lot of it is perceived pressure as well. They've got a bit more time than they got. I don't like this thing where boundary line players are running in after the ball's gone over and bumping and carrying on. There's no need for that. Be aggressive when the ball's there to be won.
As we go back into the middle, it'll be the Dogs again. A long kick inside forward 50. They're on their game now. South Bendigo under enormous pressure as it's in South Bendigo's back zone, but they'll clear. It's a nice kick beyond 50. It's only momentarily though. Now contested footy through Morecambe for the Dogs. Received a handball, then puts it long into the pocket. In fact, the wind must be going that way because it really carried. A mark that's been taken by Burke. Geez, it was right on the boundary line. It was line ball. The boundary umpire was right on it in the Rifle Brigade pocket, allowed it. So Jaden Burke now will have a shot at goal. He'll look to go for the banana, and it swings too hard too early, and it's through for a minor score. So Dogs 7-3-45, Bloods 4-2-26, 14 and a half in the second, full on fresh footy thanks to Priority One Property.
Yeah, we're just looking at the bench here where Sam Brinsmead has come off the field and sort of holding his, looks like he's copped a whack on the collarbone or shoulder, and he's heading to the rooms.
Yeah, straight off the ground as we're back into the live, fresh and action. They work it out. Haddo gets it over the top. South Bendigo can come away. Sending the ball forward is Balnaves, who's able to get on the end of it. It's only Golden Square down there though. Brad Eaton's got it. Chips it back to Will Lee. Might be his first possession. I don't recall calling him too often. Gave the handball straight to Balnaves, who said thank you very much. He sent it forward.
Oh, wow.
Now the Bloods are away. Beautiful handball from Hall. And Antonowitz will stream into the open goal. And a much needed goal for the Bloods. Caden Antonowitz has got his third. And the Bloods have got their fifth. 5-2-32 South Bendigo. 7-3-45 Golden Square. 16 played second quarter. Full on fresh footy here at the QEO. Thanks to Holden Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Again, it's amazing what a quick kick can do into the forward line, and what a great trap by Big Hoare. He doesn't look the most athletic forward going around, but he trapped it well, and of course Antonovich just reads the play so well, and was always going to be a goal the moment he got it in his hands.
Antonowitz, that's his third.
Yep.
He's looked lively, and you notice he's running the lines, and he's 1 minute he's up back, and other times he's up forward. Fresh live update, quarter time in the MCDFNL. Also Trentham 2 behinds and Denali 1 behind. As here come the Bloods again through Brock Harvey. He's got it 49 metres. He sold a little bit of candy. That was nice. Looks for Antonowitz, who's in the corridor. Couldn't find him. Was at the ankles of players who would eventually jump on the footy, and the umpire will ball it up. Attacking now, Bloods 40 out from goal directly in front.
No goals scored in the first quarter between Trentham and Denali.
Yeah, correct.
Wowee. So ball goes inside forward 50 for for South Bendigo. Thrown up. Little hack kick forward. It bounced okay for the Bloods, and they've worked their way into the goals, and it's going to be put through. Down there. Is it Brody Haddo? It is. And Will Lee let the ball bounce, and it didn't bounce his way. 5-2-32. That would be 6-2-38 South Bendigo. Their 6th goal. And Golden Square is 7-3-45. So 2 in a row to the Bloods, and we're back to almost under a kick. 17 played second quarter thanks to Priority One Property.
Yeah, it's been a good 3 or 4 minutes by South Bendigo. They've been getting it into their forward line and using the ball well. And again, it's just those quick kicks into space and getting the players on there. As we go around the grounds, Strathfield Safe 5-2-32, Gisborne 4-1, Kangaroo Flat 4-2, Kyneton 3-3, and Maryborough Sandhurst 4-6, Maryborough 4-5.
That was a fresh
30 on both of them, so I'm not sure on that one.
Fresh live update as the ball's on half forward now for the Dogs through Hartley. Hartley kicks it inside forward 50, looking for Burke. Burke was just off centre as the ball went into a pack. They jump on it, and 30 out from goal for the Dogs. We'll have a ball up on a 45. degree angle. In the twinkling of an eye, the Bloods just have put down the accelerator and they're back in this contest. Crisp for the Bloods, wins the tap. Shark by Travis Baird to the Dogs, banged it on the boot quickly, put it out of bounds on the full, and the Bloods will have a free kick through to Torpy.
Braden Torpy, the self-proclaimed general of the South Bendigo Football Netball Club backline, will send the ball down the line, which will be grandstand side here at the QEO. Crisp will get a fly knocked away from Compston over the boundary line. It goes where it'll be thrown in. So about 70 out from home. South are on a streak of 2 goals in a row, and they brought it back where it looked like a period where Golden Square were going to run away with it. Still good contest. Young boundary umpire will throw the ball back in. That's one down from Crisp in the direction of Haddo. Couldn't quite control it. It's picked up by Hartley of Golden Square, sent inside 50. It bounces over the back. It almost fell for Skinny Baird. With the South Bendigo player defensively, Cameron Taggart was happy just to punch it through for a behind. And that's exactly what he does. So another minor, 7-4-46 the Bulldogs, 6-2-38 the Bloods. Nearly 20 minutes gone in the second quarter. This is full-on fresh footy thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Bloods, again, impressive just in this last 5 minutes or so. Be nice to get one on the board to the Barnard Street end. Haddo's got it in the back pocket for the Bloods. Goes and finds Brock Harvey on half back. It was a nice kick. Harvey now will come corridor. It's a good kick. He's got one on, just held up in the breeze and put his teammate under pressure. That was Belnays. Belnays tried to feed it off. They eventually just hack it onto the wing. But it's Dogs through Hartley. He picked it up. He's tackled. Skinny Baird did well. Nice handball to Jack Geary. Found a way through traffic. Handballs it into the path of Baird. Now Adam Baird kickers smothered at 50. Just slews in the direction, fortunately, to McCormick. He's on 49. He gets tackled when he was going goalward. And the Bloods did well defensively to hold that footy up, and a free kick to Tom Brereton.
Tom Brereton's having a really good season for South Bendigo. He's taking his game to the next level. And good tackling like that is certainly something that gets you notice. He sends the ball back and they will set up from right up against the goal line, basically. Player with the possession of the ball is Andrew Van Human. I haven't called his name too much. He sends it wide. Mark taken on the far side of the ground is Charlton Hindle. So Hindle has it. He goes short again. Diving in, Brody Haddo was able to take the mark. Very, very low. Haddo's got it. And they're content just to chip the ball around a little bit here. He sends it down the line, Haddo. Player there was Brady Childs. They work it forward, do the Bloods off a high kick, which will just hug the boundary line. And it just bounces in play, or has it gone out of bounds on the full?
On the full.
It's gone out of bounds on the full. Golden Square will bring the penalty free kick back into play, where they'll switch the ground and head into the middle of the ground, where they'll find Brad Eaton.
Eaton now. He's on half back by the time he steps back. And then comes into the middle looking for Adam Baird.
Oh, well done.
Well read there. That was nice. Bloods through Brereton over the top. It's the old 1-2 and then ended up with Horbury. They're running in numbers. And a mark to Antonowicz just at 51 metres. Good build-up for the Bloods. Antonowicz sets himself for a long, high ball. Oh, it's a poor kick. Just goes in the direction of the boundary line.
Oh, what a pick-up.
Good pick-up by Torpy. Spun, did a blind turn. Unfortunately, put it on the boot and out of bounds on the full deep in the forward pocket. So he's coughed it up, and the Dogs will have a free kick. And it'll go, looks like, to Braden Welsh, who haven't called him much either for this whole game, Cam.
No, there's a few players out there like that for both sides at the moment, but certainly a good contest. We brought back into play by Welsh, as Johnny mentioned. Chip down the line. Who can take the mark? It's just a high ball. Probably favoured Callum Crisp. It comes off hands. It knocked it down. Picked up by Rosengreen. He sends it forward. It's just going to bounce and bounce and bounce the way of Trav Baird, who was clean. Gives the handball to Tracy. And Tracy, that was a clever kick. He spun it back nicely to where Adam Baird was. If he can trap it. Ball just bounced down awkwardly for Skinny. But he picked it up, threw it on goal. And that would have been a miracle goal. He almost got it too. Threw for a minor score to the right-hand side. 7-5-47 Golden Square, 6-2-38 South Bendigo, 22 gone in the second quarter thanks to Priority One Property.
From the kick in from the Bloods, it ended up with Goodwin on half back. He put it to the outer side wing, but there's no one home. It's just a pack of dogs. Jeez,
what do they call a pack of dogs?
a pack of dogs, don't they? As it was.
A family.
As Mitch Tracy on the outer side, his kick was smothered. It is a pack of dogs.
Well, they
isn't it?
call a pack of crows a murder, so surely a pack of dogs has got to have some sort of other name.
Well, a litter of dogs, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Collectives here as Adam Baird Feeds it to Lowry of the Dogs, who go inside forward 50 to the back of the pack. 40 out from goal. Oh, it's sharked nicely by Burke, who
He
put
would
it
have had a
around
free
the body.
kick too, but he played on and he could have gone back from 30 out directly in front, but he played on and didn't make the distance.
Yeah, and there was no one home, and now the Bloods are going to clear defensively.
Yeah, so sometimes just play to the whistle a little bit. South Bendigo are going to chip backwards and get away with one to Cameron Taggart, who goes even further wide and finds a teammate right underneath the scoreboard. That reads a 9-point margin, so good game of footy, still well in the balance here as we approach half-time. Mitchell Goodwin's got it. He chips it across to Brady Childs, two players you usually see up the other end of the ground. He goes short again and finds another teammate who's going to come wide. That target is Haddo. Baird comes. Well done, Travis Baird. And whenever Travis Baird lurking, something will happen. He was able to get a defensive punch and stop an easy chest mark for Van Human. And it will be thrown in 50 out from home for the Bulldogs.
9-point margin. Full-on fresh footy. Perfect conditions at the home of country football. The QEO. Morecambe now of the Dogs. Just coughed it up by hand. Horbury dived in after it for the Bloods at defensive 50. He's been good this afternoon so far. And the umpire will ball it up on the 50 for the Dogs. Broadcast side. Rifle Brigade pocket. Crisp and Compston. Compston, good nice tap. Went straight to a Bloods opposition player who banged it up onto the wing. Hit it hard was Will Allen. Tried to dish it off, but they'll lose it here. Eaton now for the Dogs to Skinny Baird. Skinny Baird, an awkward little kick that only went 20 metres in the direction of Morecambe. They need to keep their feet. Might have been a little throw there the umpire let get away with for the Bloods. Horbury again battled hard at 51 metres, comes off his hands, and will have a ball in at the Rifle Brigade pocket.
Little things like that I noticed. Nathan Horbury went out of his way to pick the ball up and give the ball to the boundary umpire. Then that's little things that shows what a class of character that Nathan Horbury is.
Yep.
A lot of players would just happily let the ball stay there and make the boundary umpire fetch it himself. So well done, Nathan Horbury. There's a ball thrown in and then it's going to go back down the ground where it'll be balled up again.
You're getting a bit warm and fuzzy in your old age.
Oh, I just think that shows the class of a bloke, to be honest with you. Burton's got it. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Skinny Baird. It spills out. They can work a handball from Regan Harvey. Gave it off to brother Brock Harvey, who then feeds it wide to Horbury. Sold a little bit of candy. Holt was there, a little bit confused there. Handball to Regan Harvey. Chips down the line. Who can get under there and take the mark? Player there was Jesse Sheehan. Wasn't able to take it. Square can smash a little toe-poking ball forward to Shelton. Shelton gave the handball off. They'll send it inside forward 50 from Nathan Holt. Skinny Baird was lurking. Spills to the ground. Good pick up by Van Human. Gave it to Taggart. In fact, it was Crisp who gave off a handball to another teammate who fires one over the boundary line. That was Taggart that time. And we'll throw it in. Almost directly underneath our commentary position.
In red time here, full-on fresh footy. It's South Bendigo 38, Golden Square 47. Entertaining game here at the QEO. Front and centre for the Bloods was Brereton. Gave the old 1-2 through Goodwin and then kicks it up to the wing. Receiving a mark will be Will Allen, who's pretty good. He'll now wheel and go. He's got a teammate on the outer side of the ground. Oh, just overrunning it. Didn't bounce for him. It was Sheen. Now they dive in after the footy. Mara's there also for the Bloods. They've got the safety of numbers. Hindle was there as well. He ended up with a footy and kicked it inside the forward zone, deep in the forward pocket. But there's no one home. And a mark being taken by the Dogs. Jonathan Coe has got the footy and will play on quickly and drive it long up onto the outer side wing.
Yeah, stepped around his opponent on the mark and then sent the kick down to Jack Geary, who's got it for Golden Square. So Jack Geary on true centre wing position, far side, pull side here at the QEO. We'll drill it up towards the top of 50. Baird can try and line up and take the mark. That was Adam. Spills to the ground though. Bloods for Burton. Just puts a high handball over the top to a teammate. They might work themselves out of trouble. And he'll just have a little bounce. Nathan Horbury, that is. Then he'll chip it short and find Braden Torpy. Then Torpy into the middle of the ground. Finds a teammate. Now they might be able to try and break the line. It's Charlton Hindle. Hindle sends it wide. Trying to come from behind and take the mark was Jesse Sheehan, but it was knocked away from him by Liam Barrett. And it'll be thrown in true centre wing position on the grandstand side of the QEO.
That sock puppet, as you call it. What do you reckon it's doing, Cam? I still reckon she's dancing around in all directions. Really difficult conditions here. The QEO. Bathed in sunshine. Long shadows, though. Perfect, really, apart from that little bit of a element with the breeze. As Horbury now for the Bloods will pick it up. Nice handball. Finds Maher. Maher now goes inside forward 50. He's got a hard lead on Antonowitz. Comes off his hands and out of bounds. 49 out from goal for the Bloods. Pushing for another one in red time. Wouldn't this be handy if they could get one? Umpire will throw it in. He's in the social room pocket for the Bloods. Up they'll go in the ruck. Haddo tries to find a space. Can't. Gives it to a teammate though who goes corridor. Contested footy. Spills into the middle. Captain Jack Geary, the Dogs, runs onto it. Runs his measure. Then he's got a nice kick in the direction of Rosengren, but it bounces. Swatner did well for the Bloods. Puts it wide beyond defensive 50. Tracking the footy.
Oh, well
will
done.
be Holt. Did well defensively, Bloods.
Yep.
And
Talk about following your own kick up. That was well done from Swatton.
It was really
It
well
was.
done.
Can they
just
see it
lined
over the line?
He lined the player up and just went at him and didn't get past him.
Ball thrown back into play.
I was up and about then, Cam. I just had to give you a slap on the back.
Yeah, feeling the praises here as Golden Square have sent the ball inside forward 50 and found a lead. And the player taking the mark will go back for goal 35 metres out directly in front. Is it Travis Baird?
Bits of play like that get me excited. That's why I gave you a good slap on the back there, Cam.
Yeah, wasn't expecting it. So
Might have been a fly on the middle of your back as well.
Travis Baird for goal 35 out directly in front, steps in, and he's almost missed the lot. And it would have been a handy goal right on the siren, but it goes through for a minor. So Golden Square will take the lead into half time. Is it 7-5 or 7-6?
7-6.
I reckon it'll be 7-6.
7-6, 48 Golden Square to South Bendigo. 6-2, 38. A 10-point ball game at half time. Certainly a cracking game of footy, and is thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Go a longer handball or put it into space and say, okay, there's the ball, get it.
For the third term, South Bendigo versus Golden Square. It is Golden Square by 10 points. Here is Cam Power.
So Compton and Crisp go at it. Compton wins it down. That's a really good roving. Adam Baird takes it straight inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Morecambe with the fly. Couldn't quite take the mark. It spills to ground. Player was tackled on there by Taggart. Might have been a little bit too high, I think. No, the umpire's crossed his arms and said he's going to ball it up. Thought he was indicating a free kick there, but it'll be balled up inside forward 50. Golden Square have gone straight out of the middle and straight in. Crisp wins the hit down. Spills to ground. No one able to bustle through. Adam Baird's lurking. He picked it up, but he was tackled straight away by Joel Swatton. And we'll do it all again.
Let's go around the grounds for a fresh live update in the MCD half-time. Natty Bialaba 7-7-49. Rovers 8-3-51. Trentham 11-13-79. Denali 3 behinds. Royal Park 6 goals 3. Newstead 4-4. And Harcourt 7 goals 9. Avoca 7 goals 2.
Entertaining battles in the MCDFNL as we're back here in the Bendigo Football League. South Bendigo have worked it up towards the wing. Now they go forward. Torpy's couldn't quite trap it. He's gone down and playing in the forward line this quarter, Braden Torpy. Nathan Holt's got it for Square. He'll switch across the ground and find Braden Welsh. Steps one way, then he chips it short and finds Dale Lowry. Lowry feeds the handball back over the top and now they're away. Welsh gets it. He steps into some space. He's got a bit of speed about him, this kid. He finds a teammate. Now they drill it towards the top of 50, but it's just floated over the top of the pack. And standing down there will be Jesse Shant, who will run off the line and chip it wide and find a teammate. The Bloods will have possession on the far side of the ground. Pull side here at the QEO.
Also half-time, Carisbrook 12-12. Navarre 2 goals 3 in the MCDFNL. Thanks for Norm Jenkin, the voice of the MCDFL, for the updates coming from there as the ball is now on the wing. Eaton of the Dogs will dish it off by hands, casually and calmly. Ends up with Coe. He'd received it from Holt, but the kick from Coe was poor and he kicked it out of bounds on the full. And a free kick will go to the Bloods' defensive side of centre wing.
So South Bendigo have the ball. Just going to send it down the line. It was Antonowitz's kick, but it really favours Will Lean. He probably could have marked the ball, but in the end he's happy just to double fist it over the line and it'll be thrown in. It could have been an uncontested chest mark, really.
Could have been, yep.
So thrown in right in front of us here in our commentary position here at the QEO, where there's some shadows starting to form. Going up, knocking the ball down is Crisp. Adam Baird's got it, but he's tackled straight away by Brody Haddo. Umpire Dean Goodrich races in with the arms wrapped and says, I'll ball it up.
Umpiring's been pretty good this afternoon too, I reckon. Both umpires.
Yep.
Been letting it go. An experienced and a junior umpire. Crowd getting involved here. Crisp jumped high, but Compton even higher for the Dogs. Ended up with Adam Baird off half back, who'll kick it to the wing and finds Travis Baird. Strong contested mark, will turn and go, looks inboard. There's nobody forward of centre. He decides to bomb it long into space. A sea of bloods, a pack of bloods collective, I don't know what it is, maybe a bank, ends up with Cameron Taggart.
Taggart gives it to Horbury. Horbury steps it wide, sends it wide. Now the Bloods on the far side of the ground, couldn't quite control it. Square have worked it out to Liam Barrett. Barrett feeds the handball back. Eaton will chip it short. A little bit too short for his intended target. South Bendigo can sweat on it and try and turn it over. They do. Burton had it. Then he tried to bustle through a couple of tackles, managed to just feed a handball out in time. No one able to really take a clean possession, and it will be a ball up on the far side of the ground, almost in true centre wing position.
Sunshine, swimming pool side. Umpire Goodridge hurls it aloft. Up they go. Crisp won the tap. It's been a good contest between those two. Haddo of the Bloods won the footy and put it to half forward. Couldn't find Goodwin. Now be the Dogs sharing it round. Eaton is at the back of the pack, received a handball. Off half back to the wing. Makes Adam Baird work. Oh, luckily spilled in the direction. Oh, it was smothered off the boot, was it? It was. And goes over the line. And we'll have a ball in. Dale Lowry was the kicker. And ineffective. We'll ball it in outside wing, where it is a 10-point margin. Golden Square. We've gone 4.5 in the third. Full on fresh footy.
So ball thrown back into play. Just looking down at the bench, and Sam Brimsmead must have made his way back onto the ground, Dolly. Got 4 Square players on the bench at the moment. Rosengreen, Dorrington, Shelton and Hartley.
Yeah, it's going to be looks like a 4-way change here, Cam.
So ball thrown back into play. Golden Square can send it forward from Adam Baird. Just dropped at the top of 50. They have the numbers. They can feed a handball out to Mitch Tracy, who was tackled as soon as he picked up the ball. Almost handballed. Well, he didn't handball it. He almost just palmed it straight off to Jesse Sheehan. Handball spat out the way of Balnaves, who sends it forward for the Bloods. Down there picking up possession of the ball was Liam Barrett, and he was tackled as soon as he got possession. Umpire Dean Goodrich, you can hear what he said straight in the special effects mic there. No prior, so it'll be balled up.
I like it when the umpires make it clear to all and sundry.
I think the people down in Sunbury would have heard that, the way he said it too.
Particularly if they're listening to Fresh FM. We've got a bit of a problem with a Bloods player on half forward. There's a very sore boy.
Well, something's going on off the play too. Hamish Morecambe's just gone down, and now they're starting to get a little bit aggressive out there.
I think it's Cameron Taggart who looks to be favouring his ankle. He's certainly not putting his left foot on the ground at all. He was just in that contest.
Now, I like Hamish Morecambe, but a South Bendigo player tying up his shoelace, and Morecambe tried to make it look like he didn't know where he was and fell over him. But
yeah,
a little bit of byplay. Never hurt anyone, did it?
It's up. You may have done Johnny back in the day.
Yeah. I was lucky.
He would have been the one on the ground.
I used to have Dale Williams lurking next to me, so I had no problems.
Yep.
You would know Dale Williams is Cam.
No, I haven't got a clue.
One of the toughest men ever to play Bendigo Football League, I'd suggest. As the ball is on the wing, broadcast side, Compson for the Dogs just tried to tap it.
Oh, well played.
It was just trying to burst his way through the pack. Was Childs.
Oh.
Brereton was met heavily of the Bloods as well. Put it inside forward 50. The weight of numbers here. They might have a shot at goal through Brock Harvey. Well, he was out for a minute. Probably got lost. Took a dive.
Oh.
He took a little bit of a dive. Dean Goodrich didn't get sucked in then. Did well. And good umpiring. Liam Barrett will spread it wide for the Dogs, and now they're away.
Yeah, he could have. Oh, that's a shocking kick. It's gone straight to South Bendigo. They're going to pump it straight back inside forward 50. Who can fly to it? Torpy comes. Can he get there? No. Good defensive mark going back with the flight of the ball. Liam Barrett. If he didn't take it, Torpy was going to mark it. So Liam Barrett will then chip it across and find Eaton, who's got Dorrington if he wants it. Hasn't seen him. Still hasn't seen him. Eventually goes even shorter and finds Braden Welsh.
Welsh now runs and goes from defensive 50. Short pass. It was ineffective and tumbles over the line just in front of us broadcast side. A 10-point margin. You feel like the Bloods need to get a goal here because they've got a little bit of momentum and the swings with them.
Yep, certainly been in their forward 50 or a lot more than Square so far.
So ball thrown back right in front of our commentary position, trying to hack the ball out of the ruck with his foot was Chris, but spilt down to ground. Golden Square player picked up the ball, which was Dale Lowry, who's tackled by Brody Haddo. Got one of the best nicknames going around Dale Lowry. They call him the Axeman down at Golden Square. No idea why. Axeman tries to go through there. Hutto picked it up, fed out a handball. Compston picks it up, sends it forward for Golden Square. Hartley had it. Tried to use Jaden Burke. Burke gave it to McCormick, who was met hard in a strong tackling South Bendigo Charlton Hindle. And umpire's stopping play. It's going to come back to Harry McCormick, I'm guessing. Guessing it was a downfield free kick. No, Harry McCormick's got the footy.
Yep.
He's going to load the ball up inside forward 50. Adam Baird's the intended target. Pack of players fly, no one able to take the mark. There's Dale Lowry, feeds the handball out. Baird tried to go a little kick, but he missed it completely, and someone's gone down grabbing the knee. That's Travis Baird for Golden Square, so keep an eye on that, Dolly. As South Bendigo have worked it forward. They go inside forward 50, but it's going to be chopped off by Will Lee, who's going to quickly clear the far side of the ground. But a kick just held up a little bit there. Didn't make its intended target. Belnave was able to chop it off. Golden Square still got able to contain possession. Goodwin's got it. He's right up against the boundary line. Still spilling. No one able to take clean possession, and it'll be out of bounds on the far side of the ground, true centre wing position.
I tell you, players being quiet too is Dorrington. I haven't seen him get a lot of the footy. He's done some hard work off the ball, but he's been relatively quiet as they go up in the ruck. Crisp did well again towards the boundary line. Adam Baird got a toe poke on it for the Dogs and put it over. It'll be a throw in. It won't be on the full. We'll have another ball in. Still 10-point margin to the Bulldogs. It's 9.5 minutes in the third as the umpire will throw it back in. Crisp and Compston. Compston grabbed it out of the air, banged it on the boot quickly to half forward. Didn't really look. It was a fortunate kick though. Marked by Burke, who's been okay for the Dogs. Burke now a 50-metre ball at the back of the pack. Morecambe takes a mark, fell with the footy, and Travis Baird's up and about. No problems as well, so that's good to see as Morecambe will line them up. 25 out directly in front.
This will be the first goal of the third quarter.
Yes, it will be.
Yep.
If he kicks it, that is.
Morecambe to the Barnard Street ends just to extend the lead here. South have probably dominated in the first part of this third term.
Missed it.
And just a little to the left for a minor score, and they've got out of jail here. So Golden Square 7-7-49, South Bendigo 6-2-38. 10.5 in the third, full on fresh footy thanks to Aussie Disposals.
So South Bendigo bring the ball back in. That's James Murphy. Kicks it down. It's chopped off by Golden Square. They can bring it straight towards the hot spot. Here's Ryan Hartley. Hartley gets it, fires on goal, and misses to the opposite side. That'd be the left-hand side, where the last behind went to the right-hand side, if that made any sense. Square 7-8-50, South Bendigo 6-2-38. It's now that even 12 points, which makes it a two-kick ball game. Full on fresh footy thanks to Priority One Property.
As the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be a ball in broadcast side. True centre wing position. The QEO is looking immaculate at the moment. The outfield, it's lush. Sunshine, long shadows. Actually not a bad crowd in the house. 12-point margin, so it's two straight kicks. South Bendigo have been in this game right from the word go. Harvey, this is Regan, runs onto it. Flicks out a handball wide to Antonowitz. On half forward now. He'll put it to the top of the square. There's no one home, but running with the fly to the football for the Dogs will be Jonathan Coe, and he plays on quickly to the outer side.
Yeah, gives the handball to Liam Barrett, then Barrett chips short. Doesn't quite make it its intended target, which is Holt, but he was able to get it and then regain his composure and go to McCormick. McCormick gives the handball over the top to Geary, who was going to be met hard by Horbury, but he was clever enough. Golden Square have worked it into the middle. Now they'll fire it inside forward 50, do the Bulldogs. Ball spills to the back of the plaque. Murphy's got it for South. Little short ball was okay. Then they go a little underground handball. Not quite as far underground as Nathan Dole was pre-game. Ball working over the boundary line. And it'll be thrown in under the South Bendigo poolside change rooms.
An underground handball, Cam. If it went underground, we wouldn't have seen the ball, but we saw it the whole way. I cannot understand that saying. I know Brian Taylor loves using it, but it's just a handball. Bouncing. That's what it's doing.
Inside forward 50 now. Golden Square. Horbury tries to burst through for the Bloods and couldn't.
Have you written into Brian Taylor about that one yet? I know you've written in about a few other things.
I have written to him, and he still keeps using it, so I might be sending him to the wrong email address.
We'll have a ball up. Up they'll go. Inside forward 50 for the Bulldogs. Probably pushed without the ball was Brinsmead. Umpire let it go. Quick hacked kick out of the air to the top of the square. They hit it hard, only metres out from goal. Rosengren's then tries to burst through the pack. He was pinged, and a free kick will be given to South Bendigo. And just keep your eye on Jesse Sheen as well. He looks really sore.
He was met hard by, was it Hamish Morecambe?
Might have got one just under the chin. They're just tending to him at the moment, and we'll have a bit of a stoppage in play. So let's have a look at the scoreboard here. It's a 2-goal margin. 6-2-38 Bloods, 7-8-50 Golden Square. Full on fresh footy. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. And we've gone 13 and a half minutes, and we're just going to look like we're going to be held up just for a bit here as the trainers attend to Jesse Sheehan. Looks like he's coming off now. Finds his feet, and they'll just wait till he gets out of the area, and South Bendigo will be able to clear it through Van Human. Goes wide. Oh, it was a poor kick, and I reckon he's kicked it out of bounds on the full, has he? Luckily, it might have come off fingers.
Yep.
And a defensive 50 for the Bloods. A little bit lucky, and it'll be a ball in, so attacking Golden Square still. As umpire will throw it in. Compston puts it to the back of the pack, cleverly in the path of McCormick. Another whistle on play. So a few free kicks in the back half for South Bendigo are probably getting him out of jail here a bit, Nathan, I think.
Yeah, I think that one there, Horbury, was just being held away from the contest. Didn't really need to. He was nowhere near impacting the ball, so I'm not sure why the square player grabbed him.
Horbury short pass to Haddo. Deep defensively, Bloods to half back. Regan Harvey takes a mark.
That should be
Did go,
50.
should have been. Now spread it wide to the wing. Bloods are away through Jesse Sheehan if he can mark it.
Oh,
That was Jaden Sheehan who just dropped the mark and then tried to smash it forward to Burton, but he's still going, Jaden Sheehan, and he's still going. He's going to work it forward and find Brock Harvey at the top of 50, who's met and punched straight in the back by Zach Shelton, and the umpire agrees.
and Braden Dorrington to the bench with that right shoulder again, Cam, and it's not looking good this time for him.
He's had terrible luck with that shoulder. He's down on the ground. He's got to be one of the most unluckiest players in football with those shoulders, because he is a superb talent when he's up and going.
Yep.
Ball was thrown up. Jack Geary got it, gave it to Eaton. Eaton clears the ball wide towards Jaden Burke. He might have tried to milk a free kick there. Umpire said play on. Handball from the Axeman, which is Dale Lowry to Mitch Tracy. Over the top. Running ball will be Rosengreen. Tried to snap it forward, but Nathan Horbury come through and said, I'll take it and I'll burrow my way over the boundary line as if he was scoring a rugby league try, and it will be thrown in.
Halfway through this term, we have not had a goal kicked. It is still the same score, goal-wise anyway, as it was at half-time. So it's a 2-goal margin.
So who's winning the quarter?
Well, if you can't get goals, I'll tell you who's winning the quarter. It will be Golden Square, only just. It was 48 playing 38. Now it's 50 playing 38. So
South Bendigo haven't scored.
there's been 2 behinds kicked by Golden Square in a half of a quarter. Did that make sense, Nathan?
Yeah,
Certainly
it
did.
Yeah, it did.
Been entertaining as Jack Geary gets the free kick for Golden Square and sends it down the line.
You're talking about me or the footy?
He finds Hamish Morecambe, certainly not referring to John Hunter, as South Bendigo have worked the ball. Oh, free kick. And it's going to go the way of Adam Skinny Baird, and we might try and find ourselves a goal, Johnny.
If you haven't had a goal kick, that does hurt in a quarter of football, doesn't it?
It does. Yep. Yeah. Again, the effort by South is there, but that one there was just a defender, I think, worried about who he was against, and South were outnumbering him, but the push just giving the ball to him.
Well, if anyone's going to find the goals, it's Adam Skinny Baird. Victoria Country captain comes in and it swings back in the breeze, but let's come back.
Poster.
No, hits the post.
Yep.
It looked like it was going to miss by a mile, but it swung in the breeze.
Should be worth 9
Which is coming
points,
across the ground. 6-2-38 South Bendigo haven't scored this quarter. Golden Square have added 3 behind. 7-9-51. 18 minutes gone in the third quarter. Full on fresh footy. Thanks to Priority One Property.
Regan Harvey will play on from fullback for the Bloods. It's a 50-metre ball beyond 50, if that makes sense as well. But it's Jonathan Coe now of the Dogs. Feeds it off to a teammate who will put it into the forward pocket. Comes off hands. Antonowitz is in the area. Up back now. Picked up quickly by Van Human, and he'll clear it beyond defensive 50.
Yeah, goes to a big pack of players. Right hard up against the boundary line. South Bendigo players race. Jack Geary's got it. Gave the handball to Matt Compston. The big ruckman will lower his eyes and go inside forward 50 to be a defensive mark for the Bloods. They'll send it wide, and now finding himself into some space is Childs. Will it sit for him? It bounced over his head, which gave Callum Draper all sorts of chances. Childs was clever. He faked a handball, then chipped a short ball into the middle of the ground. Found a teammate. Now the Bloods are off and rolling. They sell a bit of candy before giving the handball to Will Allen. He just barrels it inside forward 50. What are you kicking to, Will Allen? And no one home except for 3 Golden Square defenders, and that player that will clear it will be Liam Barrett, who will go short. And now they're going to come across the ground. It's a rough kick for Welsh, but he's able to take it. They'll go down the centre wing position and find Draper.
Draper, short handball to Shelton. Shelton out of the wing. They'll set themselves. South Bendigo are going to get a free kick. Got one too high. Hindle. Geez, if they can pinch a goal here, they'll certainly be up and about. The Bloods. They'll go corridor. Haddo. Well, the free kick was there. The crowd didn't like it, but Haddo, who was approached from the opposite direction, you can't run at somebody without looking at the footy. And now it's to Antonowitz at half forward for the Bloods. Sheen's breaking for him in the forward pocket, decides to go there. Oh, he's got space, and he'll take a mark, 40 out, on a 45-degree angle. So we'll get a good look at this ball because we're right behind him. He's kicking to the town end, and he needs to kick towards that church that we can see right behind the goals. That's the angle we're at.
Oh, that's the Camp Hill Primary School.
Well, it looks like a church to me. Regardless, it's a good target. He's in the rifle brigade pocket. Oh, he starts it right. Opportunity missed, and it just snuck in for a point. And, well, if they were ever going to kick a goal, that was going to be it in this third term. So South Bendigo 6-3-39, Golden Square 7-9-51. 20 minutes in the third, full on fresh footy thanks to Priority One Property.
So Welsh brings it in and he just bombs it down the poolside wing. It's punched in. Balnaves has got it for South Bendigo. Goes into Tom Burton. Burton sends it inside forward 50. Here's a chance for Allen. Back with the flight of the ball. Couldn't quite take the mark. Spills to ground. Golden Square players dive on top of the footy. And a pack of dogs. Anyone worked out what a pack of dogs is yet?
We told you, a pack of dogs.
Yes, it's going to be thrown up.
They're rabid dogs at the moment.
Yeah, rabid dogs that are just lacking that finishing power as it comes out. Coe's got it. Gives the handball to Jack Geary, who's the leader of the dogs. Sends it out wide to Draper. Then Draper goes over the top, and now they're away Golden Square. But the kick goes to a 3-on-1 contest, and the 3 will win out. South Bendigo have got it. Middle of the QEO. They chip it wide, and they find a teammate. This is Jaden Sheehan again. Jaden Sheehan wheels around and just poor kicks it. John Coe says thank you very much.
Took a chest mark, then fed it wide. Good work. Bulldogs, Braden Welsh, short to Draper by foot, off half back. Now looks corridor. He's got 3 options. Oh, lucky to find one in the end because it was a poor kick. Good strong mark. Taken by Hartley, defensive side of the circle. Now he looks to come back wide, so I can't quite work that out. They went centre wide, centre, now wide again, and it ends up with Harry McCormick on the wing, and he'll kick it forward.
McCormick sends it forward. Grimsmead's down there. Hasn't been too influential on the game. It's picked up and smashed forward from Humphrey. It goes right down towards the line. South Bendigo players will just punch it and hope it goes over the boundary line, over the point line, I should say. Golden Square have kept it alive. Have they? There's a bit of confusion going on down there. Eventually, the boundary umpire sticks up a flag to indicate a behind.
No, that's the goal umpire with the flag.
Or the goal umpire, I should say. Thanks, Dolly. I'm a little bit bamboozled at the moment.
We're all having a good time,
There's no goals have been kicked this quarter. It's really throwing me out. 4 behinds. The Golden Square, 7-10-52. South Bendigo only managed 1 behind, 6-3-39. 22 minutes gone in the third quarter. And with no goals, it could nearly be a 24-minute quarter.
I thought you were going to say, with no goals, it could be goalless. As from the kick out from full back for the Bloods, it goes to defensive 50 and tumbles over the line, and it'll be a ball in. Umpire does, in fact, that. Now off half back. Haddo received the footy to the wing to Goodwin. Goodwin kept his feet, then lost it, and probably got one too high, but he fell into it. So, I mean, there's nothing in the rules to say that you can't fall into a high tackle, so it's probably the correct decision.
You heard the special effects Mike saying he's only 3. He's not very tall, so.
Yeah.
Mitchell Goodwin will chip it short and find Nathan Horbury. Mitchell Goodwin's still down, though. Horbury's got it. The captain and coach, the leader of this South Bendigo side, sends it down the line. Couldn't quite take the mark, Brady Childs, but he'll dive on top of it. He might be in trouble here. Umpire Dean Goodrich gives him the benefit of the doubt and will ball it up right on the paint of 50 for the Bloods.
I would give you a fresh live update. I'm just not confident how old these scores are because the app looks like it's not quite up to date. But we'll just go to the Storm and Gisborne. Last score was 9-4-58. Gisborne 6-7-43 for a fresh live update.
So back inside forward 50 here at the Kilio. That's a very interesting game, that one, between the Storm and Gisborne. Major implementations on who finishes top and first and second on the ladder, you would imagine. Ball goes up. Golden Square won't want anything to say about that, though. Morecambe hacks it out of the pack, but it's going to come back inside. Picked up by Jaden Sheen, who's having a good couple of minutes. Feeds off a handball, and they go wide, dropping a mark he should have taken that time, but he's able to feed a handball over the top. Van Humen to Childs. Tried to go back to Van Humen, but just took a bad bounce on him. Picked up by Rosengreen. He goes one way, then the other. Puts Mitch Tracy under a bit of pressure. He did well in the end, Mitch Tracy. Good defensive pressure was from the Bloods. They can get it. Mars got it. Eventually just kicks it forward. Mitchell Goodwin punched away from him with ease by Liam Barrett, and it will be thrown in. 60 from home on the right-hand forward pocket.
It's 52 playing 13, but I'm telling you something for nothing.
Johnny.
Sorry, what did I say?
13.
39. I'm telling you something for free. It's a 13-point margin. South Bendigo can win this game. There is no doubt about it. They just need to get one on the board here just before three-quarter time to give them the momentum. They are right in this game, right up to their eyeballs. Golden Square have kicked 7-10. So often you see it, a club that kicks a lot of points end up losing. As the crowd get involved again, ball towards the line.
That's nearly a throw, isn't it?
Yep.
I think he was probably over the
He was
line.
over the line, but yeah.
And on half forward in front of us, South Bendigo attacking, broadcast side. The boundary umpire can hear the effects mic and he throws it in.
Yeah, big grin on the boundary umpire's face too as it's knocked down from Crisp straight down the throat of Childs, who's tackled on by Geary. So it'll be thrown up. Who is going to ruck up this time? The crowd really getting involved in this game as Regan Harvey's got it, who is a former Bulldog, now playing with South Bendigo, wrapped up in a tackle, trying to fend his way through, did okay. Ball spills out, can South Bendigo send it forward? Haddo had it, Brimsmead got it, he just handballed it straight into the space, and now the Bloods have got the numbers. Are they good enough? They can bustle through, no one able to really get any effective disposal on it, and I think that the holding the ball might be a little bit stiff on South Bendigo there. The player penalised to Sam Marr. Mitch Tracy's got it, he chips it short to Eaton.
Now Eaton, deep in his defensive zone for the Bulldogs. They've been under a bit of attack here in the last 5 or so minutes. He spread it wide to Barrett, who's been good. Puts it to half back. Another long kick further on. And they're working it nicely along the wing, and there's been another mark taken. So it's a 13-point margin. South Bendigo have done most of the attacking just in the last 5 or so minutes. Now it goes inside forward 50 for the Dogs, however. Comes off hands. 30 out from goal. It'll be a ball into the Barnard Street end.
Yeah, these are sometimes where South have had it in their forward line for so long with no reward. Square get it down there and just as likely to get a goal.
Well, you'd hope if you're South Bendigo, Golden Square don't get one because it's been such a good quarter of footy. Crisp battles hard, knocks it down. South Bendigo will clear the kick into the middle of the ground, but it sets a big task for Mitchell Hoare. But he did well. Strong tackling from Hoare. That's a very good tackle, Mitchell Hoare. Unrewarded.
Yep.
And, well, Zach Shelton might consider himself a little bit lucky there. 60 out from home. Umpire comes in. That's Dean Goodrich. Throws the ball high in the air. Skinny Baird. Smash forward from Compton off the ground. Picked up by Brimsmead. Handball across for Tracy. Ball hits the ground. South Bendigo have got the numbers, but it's just a clearing kick. No look. Might bounce okay for the Bloods, though. And, well, happy to see it across the boundary line there for Golden Square will be Liam Barrett. And it'll be thrown in. True centre wing position here at the QEO. Grandstand side. 13-point margin in this one as we approach three-quarter time. You know, we haven't had a goal scored in this third quarter. It's been quite amazing scene. Skinny Baird handballs it to Braden Welsh, who just volleyball taps it forward. Caden Antonowicz will take the ball across the boundary.
Fresh live update from Tannery Lane, thanks to Jock Clark. The Storm 9-5-59. 6-8 to 6:8:44 Gisborne. So 9:5:59 Storm, 6:8:44 Gisborne, live from Tannery Lane.
So back here at the QEO, Brody Haddo gets it out of the clearance and smashes it forward. It's picked up for the Bulldogs by Eaton, but he's handballed it to a teammate under a little bit of pressure. That teammate that picked up the ball was Welsh, and he's tackled straight away by Jaden Sheehan, who's having a really good quarter, Jaden Sheehan.
Fresh live update. We're all tied up at Kangaroo Flat, 7-4-46 apiece. Kangaroo Flat versus Kyneton.
Ball goes up. Chris wins it down. Trying to come through as Childs, who dived on top of the ball and got caught high. Umpire plays the free kick, so Childs has got it. He's quick to play on. Thought about going. Skinny Baird cut off the angle. Had to come back in the other direction and send it in. Wolves falls to ground. Here's Mitchell Goodwin. He was lurking. It spills out, and Golden Square player will come in. And the Calvary arrive just in time. And it will be balled up deep inside that right-hand forward pocket for South Bendigo. 13-point margin. It'd be big if they could get one here right on three-quarter time.
And I'll tell you something else. There is not going to be a goal kicked in this quarter. You just can't see it. It's inside forward 50 for the Bloods now, but it's an ugly bit of play again. And at 40 metres out, Rifle Brigade pocket, we're going to have another ball up. So we've gone 28 and a half minutes. We probably lost a minute or two. There was a couple of players that went down with injuries throughout that quarter. As John Coe for the Dogs picks it up quickly and bangs it to half back. Crisp, they however won it, then dished it off to a teammate through Marr, who put it inside forward 50. And at 40 metres directly in front, another pack forms, and we'll have another ball up.
So ball goes up, 40 out from the Bloods' goal. Can they drag one right on three-quarter time? Here's a chance for Braden Torpy. Could he be clean? He is. Brimsmead. Oh, Coe lined him up. He didn't have the ball. And that is a free kick to Braden Torpy.
In fact, I don't think it was Coe. I reckon it might have been Brinsmead.
Torpy's played on, fired on goal, and he's missed. And 6-4 now, South Bendigo. 12 points, an even two-kick game. Golden Square 7-10-52. We're nearly 30 minutes into a goalless third quarter. Full on fresh footy, thanks to Priority One Property.
As it's a long ball, kick in from fullback for the Dogs. Jeez, they flew high. Travis Baird, he looks sore. In fact, as he's hurt his shoulder, he's hurt everything by the looks of it. As it's with South Bendigo swatting now. It's moved backwards to the wing. Shooting it around through Regan Harvey. He now goes corridor. He's got Haddo. Will it sit for him? He does. To the back door to Horsbury on the outer side wing. Then moving it nicely here. Here's a good chance for the Bloods. A good build-up. He's got a player on. This is Belnaves. 60 out. Short pass. Tries to put it into the path of Antonowitz. And that last possession was just awkward. And if they ever had a chance to get a goal in this term, that seemed like it was going to be it, and it's not. And in front of the scoreboard, we're going to throw it in 40 metres out from goal.
Yeah, Travis Baird staying on, but geez, courageous player, isn't he?
The only people not liking this third quarter are our scoreboard goal sponsors. Haven't had a mention this third quarter. They're not getting their money's worth as Coe feeds out the handball. And that will be the three-quarter time siren to end a goalless third quarter. So your job for the goal kickers will be easy, Johnny. 6-4-40 South Bendigo. 7-10-52 Golden Square. It is an even two-kick ball game. And that is at three-quarter time, thanks to Priority Goal. Yep. So that would make it 4 losses in a row at the QEO, which is certainly an interesting stat as we start the final quarter. Game on here at the QEO. Golden Square by 12 points. Here's John Hunter.
Up they go in the ruck. Crisp won it for the Dogs. Contest still in the middle. Jack Geary's in there for the Dogs. It's bobbling around at the legs and feet of all players. Jack Geary, he was the one that picked it up, offering support through Braden Welsh. Now the Dogs are away. It's a kick to half forward to Travis Baird. He'll let it bounce. In fact, he let it bounce for Barrett. Now Barrett goes over the top to Geary. Geary's, in fact, it's Tracy. Tracy's kick was smothered off the boot, 30 out from goal, hard up against the boundary line underneath the scoreboard. Comes off hands, and we'll ball it in 30 seconds into the last term, full-on fresh footy.
So it'll be thrown in underneath the scoreboard. Who can get first blood in this quarter? No pun intended. As the ball goes down, Travis Baird's in there, spills out Swatton. Handball to Haddo, then Haddo gave off a handball. The Bloods can just fire a high kick wide over the head of Holt. It bounces okay for Cohen Belnaves, who's able to give the handball to Regan Harvey. And Regan Harvey can come into the middle of the ground. And Young
good hit.
Can fly at the ball. Allen He was hit hard. Adam Baird's got it. He'll go high inside forward 50. Who can be on the end of it? Going back with a fly to the ball is Liam Barrett. And a good mark. And he'll go back 25 metres out, almost directly in front. And surely we'll find ourselves our first goal of the second half.
Yep, could well be mark of the day contender, wasn't it? He's running with the fly to the ball, not knowing what's behind him, but again, just kept his eye on the footy, and that's what you're always telling young players, boys or girls, learning the game, watch the ball, and he did that.
So brother Drew watches on as he has control of the board down there for Golden Square. Not playing today. Liam Barrett comes in, fires on goal, and he puts it through and celebrates hard. And it's a heartbreaking goal if you're a South Bendigo supporter early into the last. 8:10:58. They are the Bulldogs. South Bendigo 6-4-40. 18-point margin, 2 minutes into the final quarter. Full on fresh footy thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Do you know that goal, that's the first goal since the 16-minute mark of the second term?
Been a long time, hasn't it? Interesting here this quarter where Horbury is lining up on the half-forward line for South. He's played so well down on the half-back line, but I suppose he's thinking we're 2 goals down. We've got to kick goals to win.
In the context of this game, it takes it out to 3 goals.
Yep.
Very interesting. Let's see what South Bendigo can do here. You'd think they'd have to get one quickly onto the board. In fact, it's hacked out of the air by Compton. It went 30 metres, in fact 40, a kick off the ground, right into the part of Travis Baird. Hard lead, who ran straight at him and directly in front. Travis Baird will line them up for their second goal in about 30 seconds after it took a quarter and a half to get one.
Again, it's that quick kick out of the middle, isn't it? Just get it going forward. And again, a forward leading to the ball.
Travis Baird kicks it long, straight through the middle she goes. And in the twinkling of an eye, the lead has in fact doubled now to 24 points in under a minute. A couple of minutes via those 2 goals. So that takes Golden Square to 9:10:64. South Bendigo 6-4-40. 3.5 in the last. Full on fresh footy thanks to Holden, Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Well, they've been challenged and they've responded, Cam. And Bernie Haberman as coach would probably say it hasn't been our best performance, but they've responded and now out by 4 goals.
And Johnny mentioned earlier that goals have come in blocks in this game. So will we see a block of South Bendigo goals, or do Golden Square run away with it? It'll be interesting to find out. Still early stages of this last quarter. Geary got the kick forward for Golden Square. Tracy's down there, fed a handball back. Trying to lurk down there was Tom Burton of South, who's probably been one of their better players, I'd say, Dolly.
He has. He wasn't as prominent in the third quarter, but yeah, played a terrific game, and he's played well every game for South.
Fresh live update round the grounds. Let's have a look at the MCDFNL. Thanks to Norm Jenkins, 3-quarter time. Trentham 21-15, Denali 2-5, Royal Park 10-11, Newstead 7-8, and Harcourt, the Apple Eaters, 13-11, Avoca 8-3.
So South Bendigo have got the ball and they've worked it up towards centre half forward. Brady Childs couldn't quite control the mark, and when it hits the ground, Square have got the numbers. Good tackling pressure from Will Allen for the Bloods. Forced the Square to play a handball into the middle of the ground. Intended target was Baird. It went past him. Trying to go through will be Holt. He bent down and Regan Harvey met him hard, but he was able to work forward. It's smashed forward. Inside 50 from McCormick, and a busting run from Jaden Burke, and he takes it on his chest. And this could just about... I'd nearly go as far as saying if he slots this, then South Bendigo are out of the game. It'll be 3 goals in 5 minutes after we went a quarter and a half without one.
The South Bendigo supporters, some of them might have just switched off, Cam. But yeah, great run by Burke.
So Burke fires, it's gone high. It's very, very high. It hasn't even got the distance, and it's punched through. But it's a handy point as well because it makes it even over 4 goals. 25-point margin, 9-11-65. The Dogs 6-4-40. The Bloods full on fresh footy thanks to Holden, Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Let's go around the grounds for a fresh live update in North Central. Bort 2-2-14, Donald 8-16-64. Charlton 9-10-64 to St Arded 1-10-16. Wedderburn 14-10-94. Witchy Proof Narraport 4-8-32. And Sea Lake Nandali 3-3-21 to Birchip Watcham 5-8-38.
So Torpy brought the ball in and went short to James Murphy, who hacks one out of defence for South Bendigo. In there will be Holt, who gives the handball to Welsh. It was a bit of a no-look kick. Regan Harvey almost trapped it between the legs. Would have been out LBW if he was playing cricket. and Tenowat's coming through is held up in the tackle, and the umpire says we'll ball it up. Tackle came from Harry McCormick.
So umpire will throw it back in, ball it up rather. Good contest by the Bloods. Ended up with Haddo, who sharked the footy and will kick it to half forward. Strong contested mark. Mitchell Hoare by hand goes to Goodwin. Goodwin of the Bloods. Good build up here. He'll give it to Antonowitz. Antonowitz to the top of the square, bouncing footy, looking for Childs. Overruns the footy, then's good enough to pick it up. Bangs it on the boot for a minor one. So the build up didn't quite get the required result. It's a minor score. Goes to 6-6-42. Golden Square 9-11-65. 7 minutes in the last full-on fresh footy.
So it'll be brought in. I think it's 6-5-41, Johnny.
I just jumped the gun, did I?
Makes it an even 4-goal margin here at the QEO. Golden Square have worked the ball up onto the wing while we're talking. And it will be balled up. True centre wing position, far side of the ground. Pull side if you're playing along at home or listening on here at the QEO. It is good to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon. 7 minutes into the last quarter. Golden Square trying to break the lines. They do. Handball over the top to Jack Geary, who just fended off his opponent and sends a high ball inside forward 50. Burke's coming out again. Couldn't quite take the mark. Hit the ground hard. South Bendigo players able to hold their feet. He's down too, Jaden Burke. He looks out. He looks like he's out. He has not moved. I think he might be out.
No, he's moving.
He hasn't moved very well. Haddo works it forward. As we say, you watch that, I'll watch the footy. Good lead-up play from the Bloods. Burton's got it. He sends it inside forward 50 and finds Will Allen on the lead. He chips it off. Oh, Will Allen's kick, it just went over the head of Burton, but he was able to recover it. Then he went to go. Great tackle from John Coe. And that is holding the ball, a good old-fashioned holding the ball. And they work it up towards Brimsmead. Handball to Skinny Baird. Away go the Dogs.
He'll go inside forward 50. It's shallow ball. Bloods are here, though, with the numbers. Horbury received a handball and gives it to Regan Harvey. Defensively, spreads it wide. Finds Torpy. Fresh live update. Interesting halfway through the final term at Kangaroo Flat. It's Kyneton by a point, thanks to Jock Clark, so we'll keep you updated with that. Mitch Goodwin dropped a mark he should have taken on half forward, and then he got one to go on with, and he looks sore. Got a sore shoulder by the looks of it. Now it's Golden Square, defensive side of the circle. Handball to Tracy, it's wide, over the top, and it'll be a long ball inside forward 50. Good kick. Oh, it's shallow as well. Kicking the footy there was Holt, but swooping on it will be Brinsmead. Looks corridor, 35 out from goal. No clean possession. They're all tied up inside forward 50. Umpire will have to blow his whistle, and we'll have a ball up. So intensity is just up in the last minute or so.
It's been a real physical game as well, Dolly.
It has, and it's a 4-goal margin, but you look at Adam Baird, who's now come to the bench. Him and Goodwin really crunched into one another. Goodwin's holding his left shoulder. Jaden Burke came off. He didn't really look happy about coming off, but he had to. He hit the ground very heavily.
So Balnaves has taken the possession on half back and sent it down the line. He's almost hit Mitch Goodwin, who's in the hands of trainers, and if that's the case, the play should be stopped. Anyway, play on. Golden Square sent it down the line. Regan Harvey takes a defensive mark. He chips it into the middle of the ground dangerously. Haddo was able to control it. Then he went to send it wide. The kick was partially smothered. Handball came over the top, back to Haddo. The Bloods need to find something here if they're any chance. They go inside 50 towards Antonowitz, but it's a 4-on-1 situation. And Golden Square will just mop things up and chip it into the middle of the ground where they'll find Ryan Hartley.
Hartley will go to the broadcast side wing. McCormick marks it, uncontested. A neat, dinky little kick over the top to Travis Baird, who looks like he's recovered. He'll be a sore boy, though. Puts it into a running Jack Geary. The path of at 49 metres. Casually short pass over the top into the pocket. And Golden Square will have a shot on goal. Receiving the footy will be Brinsmead. And a fresh live update in the MCDFNL as the kick went inboard was Humphrey, who made position and received a mark, and he'll line them up 35 to 40. In fact, it's only 30 directly in front. As I said, fresh live update, the MCDFNL, Carisbrook 22-19. They will be big winners over Navarre, 2 goals 4. So, Golden Square, I did say that South Bendigo could win this game at 3/4 time. Well, I'm telling you now, 10 minutes later, they're not going to, because it's been a good response by the Dogs. It's a long ball straight over the goal umpire's hat for another one. So they extend the lead, the Dogs. That was a good kick by Humphrey. So you'd think it's beyond reach now. 10-11-71 Dogs, 6-5-41 South Bendigo, 11.5 in the last, full on fresh footy thanks to Priority One Property.
Always easier when you're in front, Cam, to just keep running and yeah, you saw Jack Geary there, and he's just a running machine, and he just uses the ball so well. But yeah, South again, like Haddo had it in the middle, he could have ran and taken a bounce, but just kicked it, and there was three opponents who could raffle it if they wanted to.
And you would like to see, if you're Nathan Horbury, the Bloods not get blown away in the last 15 minutes of this game and continue to fight as they have. They'll win the ball through Braden Torp. He gives the handball to Callum Crisp. Then Crisp gives off the handball. Now they're away. Balnaves has got it. Accelerates inside forward 50. Sends it to the goal line. But again, it's a 2-on-1 situation. Spills to the ground. Down there was a chance for Mitchell Hall. But he just skewed a kick off the side of the boot as he was being tackled. Hartley will bring the kick out of defence and go down to Geary. Dropped a mark that usually Captain Jack would mark 9 times out of 10. Obviously, it was the 10th attempt as the Bloods will try and get something going. Picked up now was Brock Harvey, who goes back to go forward. It's in the hands of Charlton Hindle. He goes inboard and finds Brady Childs. And they're just going to slow things up a little bit here, the Bloods. Childs, he'll go even shorter and find Burton. He's 60 out from home. Tom Burton thought about going. Umpire tells him to play on. He will just send it to the hot spot. In fact, he goes a little bit wider than the hot spot. It'll spill down the grab. Here's a chance for Regan Harvey on the outside of the boot. It's bending. It's just bent too much. And down the goal line, defensive mark will be taken for the Bulldogs, and they'll reset things.
90 minutes gone in that Kangaroo Flat Tigers game. 90 minutes gone, and it's a 3-point margin, the Tigers. So Jock Clark has the close one. We'll keep you updated as it comes to hand. As the ball comes to the broadcast side wing, might be a free kick that goes.
Yeah, against Braden Torp, the umpire said it was an unrealistic attempt.
Just flew at the footy. You're right, Cam. It's just unfortunate that South Bendigo. Be nice to see them just get a couple on the board. Well, that's interesting because Brinsmead, he was right on the boundary line. He's got an unusual kicking action, and as he kicked it, he stepped over the boundary line accidentally. Didn't mean to, and of course it's out of bounds.
Yep, that's the second time today.
For the same player, was it?
No, it was another player earlier, but yeah, second time.
I reckon he'd be lucky to see that happen 2 times in a season, and we've had it happen 2 times in one game, so
yep,
certainly an interesting one. A lot of times you would see the boundary umpire not pull that up, though. He'd just let it go.
Yeah, but they shouldn't. It's a rule.
It is a rule, I do agree with you.
Yep.
So the Bloods, if they're a chance, need to find something here. Haddo's been absolutely sensational. Gives it to Caden Antonowitz, who's got it. Almost in the middle of the QEO. He wheels onto the right foot, sends it into the forward pocket. Big fly. Couldn't quite take the mark. Was it Balnaves? It was. And Callum Draper and Hamish Morecambe are down there and happy to see that one spill over the boundary line. 50 from home, the Bloods. But now not only is themselves being the issue, they've got the scoreboard and the clock to worry about the Bloods. 5 goals, 14 gone in the last quarter. It's given off. Hump Barrett. Gets it to Geary, to Draper, over the top. And now the Bloods just getting a little bit of work through Golden Square. Good training drill stuff this. They work the handball from 1. Over the top to Adam Baird. Baird sends it inside forward 50. Goes to Hartley. Hartley's got a couple of options. One of them's kept running. And he's going to get on the end of it and take the mark at the top of the goal square. Terrific play, Golden Square. Terrific link-up footy. And the mark will be taken right on the goal line by the man who's got the best nickname in local footy. That's the Axeman, Dale Lowry.
I thought you were going to say the Huntsman. But at the 21-minute mark of the final term, Kangaroo Flat have pinched the lead by 3 points over Kyneton. So seesawing battle there, not far from red time.
So the Axeman, Dale Lowry, shouldn't miss and will not. Puts it through and puts any hope of a South Bendigo win out the window. Golden Square, 10-11-71. South Bendigo, 6-5-41.
No, it's 11-11 now, Cam.
11-11-77, so that margin's gone out. 15 minutes gone in the final quarter, full on fresh footy here at the QEO, thanks to Priority One Property.
Yeah, and again, reward for hard running. It was a great kick by Ryan Hartley, but Lowry, I think when Hartley took the mark, Lowry was about the 50 metre and just kept running and you know, got the kick to him. And that's what you want to see. If a teammate's willing to run as hard as he did, give him the ball, and he did.
Back into the middle now. Golden Square dominating halfway through this final term. South Bendigo have been serviceable, but They're going to get blown out of the water here by the looks of it as Adam Baird streams forward to half forward, bouncing footy goal square, and nearly went through for a major, just at the goal line, just skewed to the left, and a minor score. So 6-5-41, playing 11-12-78, full-on fresh footy, 16.5 in the last term, thanks to Priority One Property.
Fresh around the grounds, Loddon Valley Football League. We've played 13 minutes into the final quarter. Newbridge at 5-10-40. Maiden Gully YCW 12-13-85. As Golden Square have been able to intercept the ball back, they give the handball to Callum Draper. Draper will send it to the top of the goal square. Going back, trying to take the mark will be Harry McCormick. He couldn't. Can the Bloods try and contest something? They will. Torpy's got it. The self-proclaimed general of the South Bendigo football backline. They work it forward. Humphrey gives it off to Adam Baird. Baird will fire it inside, right to the top of the goal there, and the mark will be taken, and running into an open goal will be Ryan Hartley. So Hartley puts it through, and the margin goes out. The Bloods are stuck on 6-5-41. They haven't scored a goal in this second half. Golden Square 12-12-84. Full-on fresh footy thanks to Holden Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Yeah, the margin certainly is not really indicative of the contest for what it was for three quarters. But again, it's Square who are just running and just working so much better as the game goes on.
Wonder if fitness comes into it as well.
Yep.
They certainly looked, they're running out this game a lot better, but South Bendigo probably spent a lot of petrol tickets in the first quarter and a half because they certainly came out running.
I'd say the third quarter they spent a lot of petrol tickets. There was 15 minutes of absolute dominance in the third quarter, but they didn't get any reward on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but they hit the packs hard early too. They were here to play, weren't they,
Yeah,
South
they were.
Bendigo?
Yep.
Just forward of centre now for Golden Square. It's a stoppage and the umpire throws it in the air. Horbury tries to burst through, but it's tied up for the Bloods.
Footy's a game of momentum, and when you have so much momentum and don't put it away on the scoreboard is the one stat that matters at the end of the day. In the middle of the ground, Brady Childs has got it, just hacked it out of there. It'll be taken away by Barrett, who goes one way, then the other, sends it inside forward 50. Good-looking kick right to the top of square. It'll be taken by Brad Eaton, who was caught in a good tackle. They still spit out a handball. The Axeman gives it to Draper. Draper feeds it over the top, and it is a procession. And running into an easy goal, Ryan Hartley makes it 2 goals in less than a minute for himself. So the margin now blows out again. 13-12-90 Golden Square. And it's not really a margin that is deserved for this contest. It's been a good contest. The Blood 6-5-41. Full-on fresh footy here from the QEO thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Tigers back in front at Kangaroo Flat. A long goal from half-forward flank. So seesawing there in red time almost at Kangaroo Flat. Will keep you updated. Full-on fresh footy as the ball goes back into the middle. Long shadows here now at the QEO. Again, Golden Square will go forward through Adam Baird. It was a long ball to half forward. Spills in the direction of South Bendigo through Balnaves. He'll go back into the corridor, but nobody's there except for Adam Baird of Golden Square. He kicks it long. Inside forward 50. Dogs set themselves. They'll raffle it now. Eaton's there alongside Lowry. Whistle on play. Free kick is given. It might go to Eaton.
Yep.
It will.
Yeah, holding the ball against Braden Torpy.
And
He's battled hard, Braden Torpy.
He has. Yep.
interesting to see Eaton down forward. We don't see him down forward a lot, do we? He's usually across half back.
Yep.
And he's got his chance to kick his first of the afternoon and really blow this margin right out of the water. Here I was 2 minutes before three-quarter time saying South Bendigo could win this game. He shanked it.
Oh, what a pass.
He shanked it onto the chest of Hartley, who's in the pocket. Pocket goes inboard to Lowry. He gets tackled, battles hard, 30 out from goal, 45-degree angle underneath the scoreboard.
It was a pass, wasn't it?
No, it come off the instep. It was one of those ones that come off the instep.
You don't have to tell people that. We're on radio. You can say it's the best pass around.
I've got to tell the truth. I'm a man of my word. As a whistle on play, and South Bendigo will get a free kick deep in the back pocket.
That free kick's with Will Allen, who will clear the defence for South Bendigo. One of his quieter games that I've seen when I've watched South Bendigo this year. They work it up towards the defensive 50. Where the ball hits the bottom of a pack of players and it'll be balled up. But you are right, though. 39 points probably doesn't deserve the margin that it's got here at the QEO.
Back at Kangaroo Flat, and now back in front. A free kick and a 50 in a report from that game. Must be only minutes left in it.
Well, you'd say if it's a free kick and report, that would be the extra player down for the game as well. So good chance for Kangaroo Flat to get over the line there. Inside forward 50 it is. No one able to take the contest as we go fresh around the grounds. Loddon Valley Football League. We've played 20 minutes in the final quarter. Newbridge 6-10-46. Maiden Gully YCW 13-13-91.
As the ball's thrown up deep in the forward zone for Golden Square, trying to find a way is Regan Harvey for the Bloods and can't. Just spills out of his possession in the back pocket. They've got numbers, however, and they will kick it long beyond 50. Players setting themselves. Geez, Golden Square, they look good. They're running in numbers. They maintain possession. Tracy receives a handball. Then it skews off to the side of his boot. And another player is in the right position. And guess who it is? It's Nathan Holt. I was going to say Hartley. It's a long ball right to the goal line. Big punch from the back of the pack. Sees it over for a minor score. So that goes to Golden Square, 13-13-91. South Bendigo, 6-5-41. 22 minutes in the last. Full-on fresh footy thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Yeah, getting dangerously close to that 10-goal margin now. And it'll be job done on the QEO for Golden Square as the Bloods have chipped it shop. Found Braden Torpy. He goes central and finds Haddo. Haddo marks, but Lachlan Humphrey's not going to let him go anywhere. He's been really good for the Bloods, Brody Haddo.
He has.
He sends it wide. Another player. I've never seen a lot of Mitchell Hall, but he's having a good game. Gives the handball to Burton. Burton gives the handball to Regan Harvey. Chip down the line. Intercept mark will be taken by Liam Barrett.
Barrett, defensive side of centre wing. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Get involved with the broadcast. Keep sending those scores in. Really appreciate the input from all round Central Victoria. Full-on fresh footy on half forward now. Collected by Humphrey. Handballs. Oh, it's the old give and go. On the end of a chain of them was Mitch Tracy at 49 metres. Puts it into the pocket. And it was... He just plucked it from the grasp of Lowry, did he really?
Well, yep. Dale thought he was just going to slide in and take a chest mark, and he's just stuck his hands up and it's just gone. He wasn't even looking at the footy.
Now, his last kick wasn't that great, right? But I reckon he'll kick the goal here, John.
Well, kicking for goal from directly in front can be a mental thing, but when you're from the boundary line, you don't think about it, you just do it.
He couldn't be any deeper in the pocket, the Rifle Brigade pocket. He was standing in the gutter.
He's almost
against the
bar.
fence.
He was against the bar.
Now he'll go around the body on the left, and it slews. It slews into a dangerous
it's
position,
a pass
though.
Again.
Harvey tries to run through it. That's Regan. Swatton did well. Oh, he's met Draper, is it, that's down. Went through very hard as we're all tied up again. 40 out from goal for Golden Square, and it is Draper who gets up gingerly, and we'll have another ball up.
You know the first thing he'll be doing Tuesday, Johnny, is having set shots for goal.
Well, I think the way Brad Eaton's kicking for goal, he's got the DVD I put out years ago. Kick for goal like Dolly. He's doing it really well.
Well, he is a backman. As a ball, it's a hack ball out of the pack right to the goal line, running with the fly of the ball. Rosengren, if he had a marked, it would have been an easy shot at goal, but he coughed it up. Now South Bendigo, it's a kick right from the defensive line that ends up with Brady Childs.
So Brady Childs have got it. He'll chip it short. Mark will be taken. They'll chip it down the line, but look, intercept mark will be taken this time by Liam Barrett. Right in front of brother Drew down there on the bench for Golden Square, holding the board. Hopefully for Square's sake, they'll see him back soon. Humphrey, back to Barrett. Across the ground, finds John Coe. Coe has it. He chips down the line. Now the Bloods just couldn't quite control it. Hartley sends it inside forward 50. Torpy gets it. Gives it off to Balnaves, who's also been good for the Bloods, or serviceable. Down the line he goes. Bulldogs under all sorts of pressure. Morecambe to Adam Skinnybeard. Skinnybeard. Oh, Tracy's found himself into an absolute paddock. And he'll take the mark all on his own. If he had been any more in a paddock, he would have had some cows around him. That's how far he was. And he'll go back 20 out. Not much of an angle.
Don't know what's in that Coca-Cola you're drinking there, Cam, but can I have some of it?
So, Mitchell Tracy comes back for goal. He went a long way back. He was 20 metres out and he ended up kicking the ball from 30. But he puts it through nonetheless. The goal umpire signalling full points. And Golden Square, their 14th major of the afternoon. 14-13-97. South Bendigo 6-5-41. And for the Dogs, that would be 8 goals in the quarter, Johnny, after not kicking a goal in the third quarter. Full on fresh footy, thanks to Priority One Property.
Let's go around the grounds for a fresh live update. Kangaroo Flat have won that game by 3 points against the Tigers. The Tigers had a shot at goal on the siren and it fell short. So the final score, 10-6-66 Kangaroo Flat to Kyneton 9-9-63.
Oh, Kangaroo Flat winners in Bendigo Football League round 13. The Bloods have taken out of the middle. They will not be winners. The Bulldogs will. Trying to run out the remaining minutes. Nathan Horbury has it, chips it back in the middle of the ground and finds Will Allen. Will Allen has it. He will send it inside forward 50 for the Bloods. Good mark will be taken on the far side of the ground. Is it Mitchell Hall?
It is.
Mitchell Hall is having a good game. Someone that... Is he a new player to the South Bendigo team, Dolly? Or?
He is, yeah. I think it's only second or third game, so...
Certainly having a good game, Mitchell Hall. He's going to back himself in from 50, and why not when you're in this situation of the game?
In the MCDFNL, we've got a draw. Fresh live update. Molden 9-7-61. Lexington 8-13-61.
That's 2 weeks in a row that Molden have had a comfortable lead in the last quarter and blew it. Last week they went down by a point to Avoca and today a draw. So I'm sure there will be plenty of frustrations out there at Molden at the moment.
As a minor score there for South Bendigo, which takes the score here to 6-6-42. The Bloods to 14-13-97 from that stoppage. Cam's putting his Carlton hat on, so they obviously must have won. He's pretty fickle. He goes missing quite often, though, Nathan.
He does.
It's not as if he's a Bomber supporter. As we're just seeing out time in this one. It's deep in the forward zone for South Bendigo. Horbury, a bit of a don't argue. He's got someone corridor. That's Tom Brereton, finds him and takes a mark 40 out from goal directly in front, and he'll line them up to the Barnard Street end.
Yes, you would be correct there, Johnny. The Blues have had a win in the AFL, defeating the Gold Coast Suns by 24 points. And for other people listening, Richmond are 38 points clear of Port Adelaide with the siren not too far away in that one.
Let's see what Brereton can do with this ball for the Bloods. He's been serviceable too, Brereton. Had a pretty good game. It goes right to the line. It'll come off hands and it'll be a minor score. So South Bendigo will go to 6-7-43, Golden Square 14-13-97, 28.5 in the last term. Full on fresh footy thanks to Priority One Property.
So the Bloods haven't kicked a goal in the second half, but it's been an entertaining game until about halfway through this last quarter. Here's a chance to end that. Nathan Horbury gets it. He fires inside forward 50, and Nathan Horbury right on the siren. Well, it doesn't mean much, but he celebrates a goal. And South Bendigo will finish the game 7 goals, 7-49 to Golden Square 14-13-97. So if my maths is correct, that would be a 48-point win.
Yep.